Start recording. Secret VOD viewers, put the music on. I think everything's okay. Start streaming. I updated the stream title and the details. I actually remembered this time. As we 2 o'clock, get ready. I should have probably drank some water before I started, but hey ho. Here's where we are now. Yeah, where this time I wasn't really sure what to play, but I think what we'll do is we'll just finish off Death and Taxes because we've not actually finished it yet. And then if there's time, we'll have something in between. Who knows? Question mark. Drawing. Because I don't know how much time we have left in Death and Taxes. I don't know if it's a lot, I don't know if it's a little. So if we have spare time in the middle, I will just do like some sport core quizzes or something. I genuinely don't know. Okay, so let me get it open as we wait for. I mean, people will come in as they come in. You know, we're just here to have a good time judging people in the afterlife. Hey to you. What is that? Aid and Pam hype. I don't even know what I'm looking at in that. Not emoticon, emote. There, but anyway, a good afternoon to you. As we hold on, pause that music. Record scratch. Stop. This is so you're wondering how I got into this position. How do I do things? Turn off job. There you go. As we're gonna try and finish off Death and Taxes, and whatever time we have left, I don't have anything prepared, so we'll just do whatever. We'll see. I'm watching multiple streams because one of my faces is doing a plant stream. Okay, fair enough. Plants are pretty cool. There's some propagating along with her. You know what? Rock on. Did you see any cool plants in the stream? I don't really know what a plant stream is. I guess like growing plants, like plant care or something. I don't really know. Local teacher found dad at home where cats had been nibbling on her. Citizens of Ayari are getting healthier and happier due to increased potato consumption. She's showing all her plants. Oh, you know what? Cool. Good for her. I feel like this is a bit loud. Let me turn it down a bit. There's a lot of plants there in the world. Why not show them off? I hope you get some good tips then. From her plant care. A case of the missing dogs, new sightings of a swamp leopard. A house fire caused by faulty electrical equipment claims the life of a youth. Elderly at assisted living facilities turn to local lawyer for helping against con artist helpers. Unidentified body found in lake, accidental drowning presumed. Oh yeah, didn't we like basically let a load of scammers and con artists live last time? That's probably why our snow globe is so disastrously on fire at the moment. Hello, Cyborg. We're going to be judging some more people today. Grim. I will keep it short. I'm suspecting a systematic bias in our balancing methodology. The last 3 humans coming from the facts have to die. I'm counting on the accuracy of your judgment. Make it count, fate. The last 3? Oh god, I did not pay attention to who the last 3. So are the last 3 on the top, or the last 3 these 3? Well, presumably it'd be these 3 on the top, because I presume a fact machine will print out something and it will land, and then the next thing will come up on top of it, right? Does that make sense? Is Good Smithing Grove over? I missed the last couple of streams. It is. We reached the finale of it last time. In whatever weird and wacky and wonderful way it is. The VOD for that stream, I mean, it's on my Twitch channel, but it will be on YouTube as well later today if you want to catch up with it. Or not, I don't know, it's up to you. It's a crazy trip, Good Smithing Grove. I don't even know what to think of it. Okay, so the last 3 coming from the facts have to die. I don't know if we can... Maybe I can check my recording to see if they spawn in a particular order, because I don't know if I know for certain which one came last. As I mute the VOD. The VOD. Or do they just all spawn in at the same time? Hold on, let's see. See, they all spawn in at the same time, and I think last 3 is a little bit subjective. Last 3 humans coming from facts have to die. Okay, well, it's either you three or you three. So is it Salome Albion? Salome started imitating famous artists as a hobby, and then discovered their partner was selling with forgeries while telling clients that artworks are real. Salome was furious at first, but due to financial difficulties, started going along with it. And an original piece I'm most proud of is an oil painting of a bullfinch. Erika Valborg, community manager. Erika, maybe, is an avid digital sport enthusiast who works at the office of Parallax Digital Sports League. They're also a death metal vocalist, passionate about getting the very best out of a performance. Catalania Worthington, 70, retired/live streamer. After a long exciting life of adventure, Catalina finally decided to settle down and pursue this newfangled thing called live streaming on Jiggle.tv. They've amassed a small but dedicated following due to her charming personality and infectious laugh. Oh, well, how nice of them. Too bad you might die, but that's just life. Nisha Basra. Nisha's secretly researching the genetic combining of plants and animals. In addition to mammals capable of photosynthesis and sunflowers with ears, they also dream of a pet hedgehog with an actual hedge instead of spines. So far, the research has been costly, but they believe it's for the greater good. Their colleagues are on high alert. What greater good, Nisha, do you think you are operating for by giving sunflowers ears? I don't know what sunflowers necessarily need to listen to. Maybe like hot gossip or something, but it seems. I'm just saying it seems a little misguided of like, you know, where to put your genetical prowess, you know? Anyway, you're living though, guaranteed, so. Amira Cormaker, superintendent. Amira has a secret child of it in me and is the main supplier of narcotics to our prison. What? On the side, we're developing a nationwide cost-cutting regimen that would automate the whole prison system, removing all personnel and leaving only robots. Jerry is a creepy kidnapper. There's no way around that. Their latest plan is ambling near stadiums wearing a cute mascot outfit and swiping kids who want to take a photo. Hasn't really worked thus far because of the crowds, but when it will, they'll demand a substantial ransom. What? What is history anyway? Emmanuel Snow. A collection of stories made up by those who have access to power, and even then it's full of mistakes and errors. That's why Emmanuel has grown ever more interested in teaching alternate theories to their students. Okay, so now we have to understand what last Hugh 3 means coming from fax machine has to die mean, because in my mind, last 3, the fax machine, it will spit things out. The first one will be at the bottom of a pile, and then the last 3 will be at the top of a pile, because it's a first in, last out system. But because this is game design, and the fact that these 3 all seem like horrible people, and I think what Fate is trying to do is trying to sort of like rewrite history in a way that makes our job better for humanity. I think it's meant to be these 3 who die because they're at the bottom of a pile, because I think intuitively that's what people would mark if they saw last 3. That's my guess. So if this is wrong, then so be it. I'm gonna mark these 3 to die because, I mean, kidnapper, conspiracy theorist, and narcotic supplier, it seems like not great people. IMO. So that's what we'll be doing. Whether it's actually correct or not, I don't really know, but we're here to make a change, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. If anything, if it gets mad at me, then I'm going to be like, hey, that's ambiguous instructions. You should be clearer. You shouldn't say last 3. You should, if you want to know, just literally mark them for me. Just like, tell me. If it's going to be that decided, you know? Apparently we ordered something. I don't know what we ordered. Oh, did we order a Anubis one last time? Or maybe we ordered more suits. We might have ordered more suits. I don't really know. I still like the classic suit that we had at the beginning. It feels very much stylish and charming. Anyway, let's see if Faye is angry or happy with us.
Grim, why are you here?
Is this like a philosophical thing or like on a micro scale?
Oh, right. The daily... always in position.
Yeah, it's our daily stand-up, our daily 101.
Research to perform. Let us get on with it. I see the exact amount of profiles necessary. Good job. I guess.
Thank you. I'm very good at fulfilling exactly the role you gave me.
That should suffice, I imagine.
Okay, can I ask you some more questions, maybe?
Questions, Grim. Fine. I have trouble finding inspiration anyway.
Hey man, you okay?
Perhaps your questions will assist me. Make sure they are deep and meaningful.
Are you having like a midlife crisis fate or something?
No
What is dying
idea.
like?
Our immortality precludes us from such knowledge.
So the mystery remains unsolved.
Yet, I imagine it would be a pleasant release.
But what if death is extremely bad and unpleasant?
In that case, at least one only dies once.
True.
But more likely, death is just nothingness.
True.
And nothing, being nothing, has no inherent positive or negative effects.
Its existence is just is.
Any other questions?
Is there an afterlife?
Not in the sense that humans consider it, no.
No peaceful illuminated paradise? No endless suffering within grasp of cosmic horrors? What if afterlife is a dating game where you must charm strange monsters? Monstrous gods? Okay, I've got to click this.
Grim,
Sorry.
that is just stupid.
Hey, maybe that should be a hint of the next game we play. It should be Sucker for Love. I'm just saying. Do you think mortals have some drive towards death?
Because they seem to find themselves in life-threatening situations all the time?
They sometimes something of a like, yes, or they do often seem willing to throw their lives away for
Life
stupid
is
reasons.
unpredictable and lacks an innate meaning. I imagine it is up to them to make their lives meaningful.
Insert that quote from Dimension 20 or something, but like the universe is uncaring, but us mortal beings are by the instruments of which the universe cares or something. Which is
Even if it
an epic line,
sometimes
which I
ends
wish I
up
remembered better.
being fatal. Any other questions?
Can language even deal with the concept of death?
Unlikely.
That doesn't stop art and literature from trying. That's kind of sad. Yeah, I figured as much.
One must make do with what they have.
The only metrics you have to measure something
Art
is the only
does
things that you
seem
can judge it by.
attempt of immortalization, as humans feel the ever-present breath of death.
I don't know if I'd say art seems like an attempt of immortalization more than it does seem like an expression of
A hybrid of
experience,
entertainment,
emotion,
meaning-making,
something,
and
right?
the preservation of a facet of identity.
It's more like a
Art is
caveat of it, isn't
matter
it?
that might outlast the being itself.
I guess. The same
At
way that
least
legacy might
until
be.
all matter ceases to be.
That moment sure can't come fast enough. When's that going to happen? Great, so art is pointless? When's that going to happen?
Any day now.
Okay, it's a bit like futile, I suppose.
Any other questions?
Actually, I've got nothing.
Grand. Goodbye, Grim. The muse beckons.
It does very much seem like at this point it doesn't matter who we slate to die, which is maybe why the instructions are ambiguous in the first place. Because who cares at this point? He's literally just checking if we have the exact right amount or not. We can find him by the desk lamp, though.
Plate of yore. The arms melted from the cannons of a galleon. A
Galleon.
the shell of a ferocious sea monster. The shade made from the skull of the beast of Hogwarts. The coil bent from the thorns of a rose bush in Guyana.
This is the most demonic
Aye.
lamp I've ever
Me
heard.
drinking buddy, a master electrosmith, built this illuminator.
How expensive is this lamp?
Me drink and laugh gleefully when me whole jaw sizzled.
Sizzled?
Pranked him right back by knocking his teeth out.
Yeah, good prank, man. Okay. I guess tomorrow we'll see what that lamp does or means. Can't access it now, so I guess we'll go to sleep. We don't have any voices in our head trying to berate us today. Fate's not even in his office. What you got for me, Mortimer?
You're such a scoundrel. There should be a bounty on your head.
Plague Doctor mask. 800, we won't be able to afford it. We need a raise to get more things. A fiery gaze aimed upon the unworthy dregs of stationery and other office supplies. Whoa! Ooh! So we can see the effect they have on life, presumably. Body of a teacher found in a ravine after they went out to search for the existence of extraterrestrial life. Unknown mascot struck dead by lightning in the middle of the day. Stadium officials confused. Prison superintendent found dead of a narcotics overdose. Miniature fast-breeding hedgehogs with poisonous spines are eating everything. Oh no. Tune in today. These live streams by a jolly elder are absolutely worth it. Parents beware, death metal artists may be trying to summon demons. The Portrait of a Dusk initially sells for 200,000 at Royal Art Auction. turns out to be an impressive forgery. Experimental paints turn out to be toxic to the environment. Read our news article on the post-humanist perspectives of the future. Okay. Spawn mail, not grim mail. Reassignment. An eldritch waft of air passed through my office earlier. A certain sign of disorder. We cannot determine the correct amount of humans to mark today, so I leave it up to you. Any humans who seem suspicious have to die. You will figure it out, yes. Keep your eyes open. Fate. Okay. Which I guess is helpful that we got this lamp thing. So this, hold on. Let's get everyone lined up here. They're all the same. What the heck do these symbols even mean? Okay. Iversbergs. Ivers is a futuristic animal-friendly vegan and an adrenaline junkie on the road, and they spend every minute working to the best they can be by studying, exercise, and working hard. Ivers lives life like it's the only one they have, which is accurate. Okay, I mean, you don't seem suspicious. Bartomeu Sotomayor. Can I turn this off? Yeah, okay. Bartomeu experienced a spiritual awakening after eating moldy cheese of questionable origin while on vacation. Now they spend their time spreading their newfound wisdom to anyone who will listen. Okay. I mean, it kind of depends what your wisdom is, but... Archaeologist. Loic Taherian. Loic and their team made a discovery of their career as they came across ancient sealed tombs in the local desert. The most intriguing item found from one of the tombs was the ancient wheel of cheese, which still looks surprisingly appetizing. Did you eat this cheese? Martin Baltimore. Martin loves huge battleships, and the bigger the better. What do huge battleships have? Huge guns. Martin also loves those. Martin loves so many things about working on an enormous battleship that they can't even verbalize all of them. Okay, sailor. Oscar Warburg, military chaplain. Oscar joined the armed forces to help soldiers in and outside combat situations by providing moral and sometimes even psychological support. Most of their time is spent at the military hospital providing aid for injured soldiers. They recently adopted a puppy from a combat zone. Okay, well, since we're actually doing like value judgments, you just seem like a guy. I don't think you should die. You seem like a nice guy. You should probably live. I mean, it kind of depends what spiritual awakening stuff you're spreading. What is anyone who seems suspicious? Did you, like, unleash a curse on this entire world or something? And then you ate the cheese? Is this all linked together? You just, like, warships, I guess, which is... I mean... I guess inherently is not an issue, right? But you love working on a warship. I don't really know. You all just seem like random people. Now I don't have a metric to actually judge whether anyone should die or not. I'm just like... I don't know if anyone really should be dying. So I guess it basically is up to me. Okay, first things first, I have a realist. So let's actually... make sure these two live, because they just seem like reasonable people. There's no value judgment to be gained here by this. So I'm not really sure what the symbols mean. We need to basically find someone who has a different symbol. I'm gonna say, you can live. I'm gonna say... I mean, none of you seem like bad people necessarily. But I'm also like, we got targets to hit. Do people still... People probably still need to die, right? But on the other hand, they all have very positive, like, things on them. Look, peace, health, coins, and environment stuff. I assume this is meant to be, like how, if they are allowed to live, how much they contribute to society. So, I'm gonna do something bold here. I'm gonna say you all should live. And we'll see what fate makes of it. Because my guess is that some people who are meant to die will have like negative effects on society and they'll have symbols which show it. As you enter, you notice that Fate's office is empty aside from Lady Portington snoozing on the table. Oh no, not Biskin. Hey kitty cat, you are so cute. Sweet, more freedom of Yoko by Overlord. The old-fashioned phone suddenly rings with an ear-piercing metallic clatter. A familiar voice calls from a static.
Has Grim arrived yet?
I'm right here.
Oh, my dear Lady Portington. Why is it such a bother?
Oh, odd per meow.
worries I have to process every single day. Truly, it wearies me.
Did you want to see me, or are you just venting?
Now to summon such a... Everything would be better without the endless hassle.
I'm not going to interrupt that conversation.
Oh, Grim. I am most disappointed.
Aw.
Hope to avoid having this discussion again. Must I really reiterate myself? You cannot allow all to live.
I forgot this was a thing.
Implications for the world and for yourself.
What do you mean by people are suspicious? I mean, I guess a warship person maybe should have died, but I'm sorry I messed up.
Hello, Grim? You are silent? You have nothing to say? Well, I hope that is because you are rethinking the path you have chosen. This will be marked down as your second warning. There will not be many more.
Stay silent.
Night, Grim. We are all walking on a tightrope, prone to falling at any moment. See that you do not.
Okay, I kind of forgot there was a rule about not everyone can live, so I definitely should have killed someone. But alas, so be it. I still got paid, so you know, all things considered, not too bad. Okay, I did forget. Someone has to die each time.
Balloons will get ye anything, mate.
Unholy smokes. Sure, we can buy this. Why not?
Smokes are deadly, you know. A curse fell.
Let's see what the cosmetic looks like.
Not to me wildest dreams could I rob so many lives. 'Tis gazing down the length of an infinite tobacco stick,
Infinite?
inching ever closer to the end. An ancient shaman gifted me this pack after I rescued their child from the rabid coyotes.
You have
Please with me,
very
good
interesting stories.
Assume this visage and forever be reminded of the mortality of all.
So true. Now let's see what that visage actually looks like. Oh, we do have internal thoughts.
Very cold. When did that happen?
It's actually quite hot right now in the UK, so you're like a smart mirror. Can you feel cold?
Can you? Does your hand at the mouse not feel the chill?
No.
It's freezing. Everything halting to a standstill before
Before
we
what?
don't know yet.
An
I'm sure you'll
inevitability
find out
of some
soon.
kind.
Maybe in a new lifetime.
Do we get a new lifetime as an immortal being? I don't know. Okay, so it seems like it was a new head we got, not a... Gerald. Ouch. Mine is long. We're just a guy. Literally just a guy. But we're not a skeleton of makeup, so... Excuse me? We still have thoughts plaguing our head?
I dreamt the bags of sickly meat and brittle bone ceased to exist.
Hmm.
Collapsed into a pile of bone meal and bubbling innards juice.
You seem like a Castlevania
From the
villain.
mulch rose a new, better human being.
That's good.
Much more capable of living, unburdened by weak, spindly ligaments and fragile respiratory systems.
From the ashes rises something new. You can dream. I've seen it too.
Obviously. It's
All
an
right,
image that
fine.
raises more questions than it solves. You imagine a golden trim to a rotten shack.
I wasn't really imagining anything. These mad ramblings aren't helping me at all.
We're not here to help, but to reflect. Be seeing you.
Quite literally a mirror, I suppose. Any more internal thoughts to plague us? No? Okay. Read me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Your attention is required. I've been informed of a delicate situation. I trust that you handle it as usual. 5 humans have to die. 1 human must be spared. This is of utmost importance. P.S. Do be careful to let the right person live. Do what you do best. Okay. A lot of fires still around the place, eh? Local archaeologist claims eating 3,000-year-old cheese gave him massive diarrhea but was worth it. Fighting game developers Toolshed announced for new league of upcoming Grand Reaper 5. Okay. So the right person has to live. Digital athlete. Raiko Hisakawa. Raiko, for 5 or 6, has won the championship for the title of Grand Reaper 4 8 times, making him the prevailing world best at said fighting game. After retiring due to age, they pivoted towards tournament commentary and coaching new players. Seem like a stand-up person. Don Fierno, mobster. Don Fieno tries to model themselves after the old mafia novels and films, without realize those stories have been made up by authors who had no connection to or understanding of organized crime. Soon enough they'll realize there are no honor codes and family bonds. Crime is just crime. Okay, well, I mean, if 5 have to die, you're down there. Albert David Gok, corrupt CEO. How corrupt do you have to be for your position to be corrupt CEO? Albert's an incredible human being, as in never in all history has there been anyone who destroyed so much humane and social systems with such nihilism and greed. They will stop at nothing in their quest to squeeze out any short-term profit. Okay, you're gone. Network engineer, Gwendolyn Chi. Gwendolyn's not exactly sure when their career as a network engineer stagnated. It's definitely not what they dreamed of doing with their life, but they're barely just content enough, and their large family depends on their income. Okay, I mean, raking leaves is hard. Was this Brian Califinicus? Raking leaves is hard. Blowing them around with a leaf blower is much more fun. This is why Brian takes care of the leaves exclusively with a leaf blower, starting already at 6 in the morning. The toxic fumes the machines emits doesn't concern them one bit. Okay, well, it doesn't seem great for the environment. Kepri Anwood, Rector. Kepri is strict and stoic, with a strong belief in hard work, and that they've done enough of it to last a lifetime. They have a loving spouse and a strange child. When the heir told him of her romantic inclinations, Kepe thought about beating those thoughts out with a stick, but ended up banishing the kid from his home instead. Okay, you're gone. What's the point of this lamp? If they all have the same thing. I thought this lamp was meant to show the truth behind the people. Unless this is meant to be a meta commentary about, oh, all people, you know, or just cut from the same cloth at the end of the day. Okay. Let the right person live. I mean, presumably you, because your entire family depend on your income. You're also father of 6, though. Okay, for sure, these 4 are gonna die. It was 5 die, right? Yeah, 5 humans have to die. I don't really know who the one who is meant to live out of the other 2 should be, but... Just the raw fact that your entire family depends on this like, you dying would have a knock-on effect with everyone else in the family. Not to say that you wouldn't as well, you're a father of 6. So, I don't know, you kind of retired, you've lived your life. Sorry, gamer. Okay. Are these the right choices? Who knows? It's all very ambiguous. Ah, the bar! Pretty. Hello. You got anything to say?
If it isn't young Grimster.
You know it. Okay. Good chat. Anything to say?
Hey again, what can I get you?
I'll be going.
Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
Okay, I guess we'll talk to the other people who are here. We've got, like, Horace here or something.
Look at that. It's a hatchling.
Hi.
I guess they let all sorts work here nowadays.
Excuse me?
The assemblage must be decay.
I mean, I'm very good at my job.
Must welcome
Except for
praise
yesterday when I
one
made a big
last
mistake of not letting anyone die.
brings you to Florian the Eradicator.
Florian the Eradicator. Just trying to meet new people.
Makes you think people are interested in meeting you then?
I'm a very interesting person by the fact I'm the one person in this game, in this reality with any agency.
Insights into the fabric of the universe, deep reflections on the nature of the office. Save us the boredom.
I got the hot, juicy gossip. That's what I have.
Fate expects us to be polite to one's colleagues because it advances synergy and improves long-term morale.
I think it's just like a nice thing to do, probably. Probably good for even like your
I
workplace
suppose I must
future,
then
right?
do my best to enlighten you on whatever matters are bothering you today.
What do you think of fate?
A capable bureaucrat, but lately seems to be losing his way. Too much faffing around with pointless minutia.
Pointless minutia. I wonder what you consider pointless minutia.
Fondness for regulations. I've always said we should be able to mark people to death more freely. But no, always with these limitations.
Well, I think you'll be glad to know he seems to be on the process
Am
to
the
upending them,
best
right?
And brightest of the bunch. When I aim for the jugular, I do not miss.
You know what? Fair enough, I guess.
With blood and guts, I will paint my magnum opus on the canvas of cosmos.
You're so avant-garde.
All flesh is temporary. We here provide the herd with an escape from their meat prison.
So, does this mean you think living in existence is a prison, or?
Salvation, or at least the closest thing they'll ever get.
Do you ever think of the consequences?
What consequences? I follow the rules handed from above, as do we all. There is no other option.
Fair enough.
Just make sure to enjoy every slash and stab. Take pride in a successful exit.
Are you the one actually killing people for this final Reaper's journey? Very confusing. Hello, Zion Eldrazi God.
For that is
We're paying
what
some
we
death
are
and taxes. We're
all.
judging who lives and who dies.
Yes, we Deathbringers all have to die.
All have to die eventually when it's time.
Sooner or later, what's the difference if the result is the same? An end to their futile existence, to their deceitful ways.
I mean, I feel like if you take that perspective, you might as well take that to the logical extreme of what's the point of even marking them for death anyway. Because in the end, nothing literally matters. Which I feel is an improper way to represent reality, as if living in the present and the time of the present, once they become something of a past, has no significance to people, right?
Pretense and artifice, forever causing misery to each other. My way would bring less pain for all.
Great chat. Goodbye.
Little hatchling. Lessons learned, off you go.
I don't know if I learned much from you, man. I'm going to be honest. But, it was interesting talking to you. Hi, are you a bit more sane? Like your
Whoa,
earrings.
stranger. Almost blinded me with that shiny skull of yours.
Shiny skull.
I don't think I've seen you here before. Let
A
me
new
guess. You're in the
a new Reaper has a shiny white skull.
human department,
Good
right?
calcium balance. Yeah, I am.
I mean, the dark circles, the vibe like you haven't slept for 1,000 years.
I've been sleeping just fine.
Interesting. Haven't met many Reapers who do. Besides me, of course.
Just take pride in our work,
For you see, I'm also in the human department.
How do you like it here?
Work is work, I guess.
A very practical, functional way to look at things.
So, I figure you've been here a while by now. How do you feel about the work we do?
Work is work.
Right? I've heard some spawns complain about insane working hours, but they spend all day on their phones.
I guess we do spend literally our entire time working, which is not a great work-life
Doom
balance or
scrolling
work-death
on
balance.
Cocker, or whatever that dumb app is called.
Gorka, see?
I haven't opened it in years.
You haven't missed much.
Thought so. I mean,
Just things happening.
the instructions are the same every day anyway. Kill all door-to-door salespeople.
What?
And what do I see in the app? The
Oh, I see.
door-to-door salespeople died. Great. So very engaging.
I like you. You're my
That's
favorite
why
NPC thus
stories
far, I
of
think.
Downright horrible things happening everywhere. No thanks.
No thanks. I ever thought of asking Fate about your never-changing instructions? I get different instructions every day.
Congratulations.
Alright, and I just wanted to bring it up in case you thought it was a bit weird that I got different instructions every day, but you see, we're not operating from the same principles of this conversation here. You do a great service. I'll be honest, I don't think I've had a door-to-door salesman, like, in the past decade or something. The last one I can remember was when I was a child, like, and they knocked on the door. And I was just like, I'm not the right person to be speaking to, bye. But you're never changing instructions?
I've seen the boss like once.
What?
Not gonna happen.
You seen the boss like
I bet
once?
it's
Who do you
all
report
part
to?
of its grandiose plan.
That's why Brandon, you know, she's doing a fantastic job. You're so true, Zion. The equilibrium.
And who am I? A mere spawn to question it.
My choices affect the world all the time.
Do they, though? Do they really? Or is it an illusion?
Is it an illusion? In any case, reading news helps make
I
decisions.
just do what fate tells me to. The
That's also
decisions are not
what I
mine
do.
to make.
A life with no choices and you still haven't given up. Wow, life without decisions, that's a dream. Actually, I feel like making a decision to leave now. And you still haven't given up?
Have you ever heard the inspiring story of Scullifus?
One must imagine Sisyphus happy.
I'm guessing you haven't, since it happened way back when we still used rubber stamps instead of markers.
Please carry on with the story. I haven't heard and I want to keep it that way. Sure, I already know the story. I mean, go on.
Okay.
Let's hear it from you.
So Scullifus spent all day, every day, stamping profiles to live or die.
Okay. Just like us?
They got a grandiose case of carpal tunnel from all that stamping. But still they kept on going.
Really should have switched hands at some point or done some
Every
stretches.
day they'd receive a heap of new profiles, which were basically the same as the ones they'd stamped the day before.
Unrewarding.
Almost as if powering through the carpal tunnel wasn't making any difference. Almost.
How
as
do you
if
get
it
carpal
wasn't
tunnel as a skeleton?
Sound familiar?
It's a muscular thing, right? Or am I losing my mind?
In any case, they kept going. Kept on stamping. Because they had to.
Wow.
Because when you give up, the cosmos, that meaningless entropy, it wins.
The meaningless entropy wins. I mean, entropy I think always wins.
And I'm
doesn't it?
never gonna let that happen.
You're gonna fight
Even if it
entropy.
means
You're gonna
doing
reverse
the
it?
exact same thing. Day in, day out.
I totally get it now.
I'm glad, stranger. May this story
I think we can be
prove
friends.
determination whenever you need it.
Thanks, I'm gonna think of a story of Scullifus.
Besides, as long as the coins keep coming, can we really complain?
You should definitely complain though.
Yeah, real soon I'm gonna complain about how long it takes the bartender to make me a dang drink.
Have you even ordered a drink? I think it's time to start making your own
You
decisions.
mean what? Ignore my instructions? Won't that get me, like, instantly fired?
I kind of want you around, so maybe good point. Just stick to the
It's
instructions.
probably for the best. Been getting along just fine until now, right?
Nod sagely.
Thanks for the chat, stranger.
No, thank you for being like an actual person
Anyway,
to talk to,
I'm
you know?
off to sleep. See you later.
Night.
Maybe.
Weren't you gonna have a drink? I wonder if I can actually influence the decisions and get her fired or not. Interesting, I guess. Have we haven't reported to fate yet. It's a kitty. As you look around the office, you see Lady Boardington lounging supine on the table. The old-fashioned phone again rings right as you settle in. The familiar, if grainy voice can be heard.
Grim, you would not believe the fun I am having.
I can hear it in your voice, Grim. Not Grim Fate.
A transformation from the monotony of the office. It almost makes it all seem worthwhile.
This doesn't seem like a
Yes,
point
you
to
expect
speak.
your daily summary, but I still cannot find it in me to burden myself with this matter.
Okay.
So, off you go.
Bye, I guess. What was going on? You know, there was a really interesting video analysis thing on YouTube, but I can't remember which YouTuber it was, but basically about games where you don't play as like the main protagonist. And then it gave like 3 examples. One of them where you are basically like the vehicle for the story in Stray. The other one where you're like the deuteragonist in Hi-Fi Rush. And the other one where you are basically like the antagonist, quote, quote, of a protagonist story. Now, of course I mean by like you are the story's protagonist, not literal gameplay protagonist, because you only really play as a protagonist. But this is what it feels like right now. It feels like the main part of a story is happening with whatever fate is doing, and we're not privy to it. We just sort of exist. Just like the actual story and whatever the core plot points is happening, and we're just here doing this corporate nonsense.
Found a tiny fellow on the riverbanks of Styx itself.
Aww.
A lifeless, adorable thing. Can't imagine
It looked like a
being
toy
useful or
rat or something.
but sure makes delightful squeaks when you stroke it.
Aww. can't believe it was only 200. So cheap. Okay, so we don't have any inner forts and any demons to wrestle with. For rules. Today's simple grim. It's as if a great calmness has embedded the world. I do not see the need for many deaths today. 2 humans have to die. New discoveries await. Okay. I like how open-ended it is, at least now. Okay, 2 humans have to die. Oil fracker. Rajesh is in the fracking industry for the money, and no cries from the environmentalists will make them rethink. We're determined to rise on the career ladder and become a boss of a fracking firm someday. How do you still have environmental things? I don't understand what these icons mean. Anyway, you should probably die. That seems pretty bad. Cut purse. Kiana enjoys being a mischievous thief. We're not snatching small or largely frivolous items. We're singing loudly at every single person they meet. They found this to be the best way of solving problems. Okay, I mean, you're just like a literal thief. Hunter survivalist. Cavonius Valley. Originally a systems engineer for a large tech company, Cavonius has recently begun promoting a return to grim survivalism, to a hunter state, stalking prey in the forests, national parks, and regular parks of the world. Any living beast is considered fair game, and this does mean any. Okay, well, I mean, tenuous. Also, what happened in the news? Infamous CEO sails an enormous yacht directly into a beach, found impaled on a tree. Crime boss gunned down in the street by rival mobsters. Escalates turf war. IT firm dealing with massive data breach lawsuit caused by careless worker. Oh no. Crack of dawn leaf blower dead after getting struck in the head with a flat iron thrown by a neighbour. Leaf blowers should be banned to increase urban air quality, lower stress levels. Reactor of Silverstone High School found dead. A rector, and guess a director now. A local jokes denotes. Fracking linked to earthquakes, new research confirms. How's our karma looking? Okay, still a lot of fires, but won't be up and up. Samir loves the environment and hates littering and non-recycled garbage with a fiery passion. And they've helped make several waste recycling plants more efficient and constantly educate the public on correct waste management techniques. Waste disposable. Okay, well, you should live. I mean, you just seem great for society. You're straight up just a thief. And you're a remorseless thief. And you're in the fracking industry, I suppose, which, you know, I mean, it's one thing if you were doing it just to, like, exist because you needed a job, but then it's another thing to, I suppose, take pride, I suppose, in that sort of thing. So, sorry, you two are dying. It becomes a lot easier, amusingly, to slate who's going to live and who's going to die when you don't have to actually, What? Oh, that's what it means. Oh, so these stats actually do mean something. You just have to... It's just... Okay. More money, less flowers. Oh, that's what's going on here. This is a balance we're doing. Is it? I was going to say, maybe this is meant to be a status, but I don't know which of these represents money, environment, health, peace. I guess this is peace. This is money, environment, health. And we need to find a balance of what goes up and what comes down. Not just who's a good and who's a bad person. So actually keeping you alive is somehow good for the environment and money. Well, okay. Well, now we understand how that works. We can start employing that tomorrow. Instead of just judging based off morality. We can actually make systematic choices to help regulate the balance in the world. Oh, you're back, Fate.
Grim,
Welcome back.
how about we skip the pleasantries and get back to usual pointless drudgery?
Okay.
Right. I see the exact amount of profiles requested. At least someone seems to be up to their task.
Who are you referring to as...
Whatever.
Sorry, have I offended you somehow?
No, Grim. You have not.
What's going on, Fate? Talk to me.
Why am I livid?
Yeah.
Because the rest of highest management thought it necessary to remind me that taking sudden leave is detrimental to our aspirations.
What's higher management than Fate itself? What transcends fate?
Because they thought to admonish me for taking a couple of days to perform important research.
Hey, if you were just having like a mental health break day.
Because, as was reminded, the saying goes, now, how was it? Nothing in life is more certain than...
Death and taxes.
Yes, exactly.
We said the line. We said the game name. That's it. We beat the game.
The nerve they have to lecture me on how to do my job.
I'm not gonna say anything here.
No matter, Grim. I apologize.
Let's not incite the wrath of fate. Our direct manager. Okay. Well, okay, so now we can actually judge. I didn't realise this is what the snow globe was doing. The snow globe was actually telling us the status of humanity itself. It's actually kind of mind-blowing, that's a fact. This game actually has consequences.
Tis an utmost pleasure to see you again.
Accursed gourd, sure. We're just buying everything now.
A spooky tale if there was one.
I assume this is meant to be like a headless horseman sort of thing, right?
Castle during me travels once. Seemed like good looting at first, but nay. A monster hunted them corridors.
Do monsters
Headlong
exist in this
round,
world, man?
eyes shining like two lamps aflame. 'Twas paralyzing. Never have I been so frightened of anything in my life.
Like, is
Turns
this a
out
fantasy world
it
or is
was
this
the
actual
Baron who
reality?
got the curse of the were-pumpkin.
But where, punk?
Only happens during full moons, though. And even then, only 1 month a year.
October?
So 'tis not much of a curse.
Okay. It's like a 1/12 for the inconvenience of a werewolf curse. Oh, we have forts.
Is your hand tired? Are your fingers getting stiff?
Not really.
You've been clicking around for quite a while.
It has been over the span of like 3 months. No, my hands are fine.
You have the fortitude to keep on with the grind until the very end.
It's true.
Must be why fate chose you instead of all the other candidates. Lost souls.
Chose us for what? This is super weird. Are you talking to someone else? Thanks for caring.
No problem. It wasn't that easy getting you here.
What?
To the office, where you belong.
Who are we? What does that mean? Starving Pumpkin King on fire today. Hey! That's on the front, that's like the icon for Death and Taxes or whatever, isn't it? Or like it's on the front page, on the front cover, not front cover. The home screen. Ow! I just kicked myself. Okay, everything is kind of on fire. We need more peace and we need more health, probably. Breakroom bacteriology may lead to bacteria that consumes non-biodegradable plastics. And damages from fracking deemed to be excessive and expensive. Government vows to shift to developing better renewable energy sources. Well, that's good. Another jogger goes missing in Midway Park. Law enforcement urges to report any sightings. My mother's excuses, Grim. Right, the situation is that everything got all jumbled up in our fax delivery system. You should listen to your gut today. Your gut, yes. Because you are, you know, a skeleton. Quota for today, go with the flow. Toodles, fate. I bet fate's not even writing these. Like, this does not even sound like fate. Okay, so we get to do literally whatever we want. As long as one person and one dies and one person lives, presumably. Umberto Primo, automotive engineer. Umberto doesn't really have much to do these days at the manufacturing plant, as automation has made car building much more fast and efficient. Mostly they look at computer screens checking for errors. At home they love tinkering with our old 77 Dio Pulsar. I don't see why you should die. So I'm going to put you in the live category for now. Rasa Gilroy. Ras has tried to be a stalwart guide to the spiritually lost for over 40 years. They've always been open-minded toward philosophical criticisms. Now, in their old age, are growing doubtful about religion in general. They've also been suspicious of a fundamentalist dogma that's been slowly creeping into theology. Okay. Ambiguous. You earn the maybe pile. I mean, I don't see a reason you should die, but if we have to have someone die. Anna spends all their time and energy on adhering to increasingly unreal beauty standards. After a gut-wrenchingly painful week of juice detox, They still got yelled at for being a fat cow. Aww. During moments of weakness, they even tend to believe these claims and accusations. I don't see why you should die. You just seem like you're going through a horrible time. Why are these all question marks? What is the point of his lamp? Brady Falk. Assistant. Although Brady is concerned with making the boss as happy as possible, they're growing increasingly worried about the nature of their job. The boss keeps asking him to do ever dodgier things, which, while raising profits, does so at the expense of other living beings. I don't think you should die necessarily then. You're a maybe pal, I guess. Gahan's Shahi. For decades, Gahan has made a living by hunting wild game. Recently, they've become fascinated with certain conspiracy videos on MeTube and convinced that there's a monster living in a nearby swamp. You gotta, like, chill out, bro. You're not like a horrible person, but you are in the maybe camp, I guess. Kenzo Omura. Kenzo is deeply intrigued by the universe and its mysteries, but doesn't enjoy leaving her hometown. And they would never consider boarding a spaceship, but they love to look at the universe from the comfort of their own home. Having witnessed quite a few of UFOs, they're slightly worried about the universe visiting us. I mean, okay, you don't seem like a bad person. Oh, I don't need to use a marker, I could just do this. What is the point? This lamp has given us no information. Staffan is a liar who absolutely can't stop lying ever. They keep lying in about most insignificant things. They just like lying that much. On the other hand, that skill comes pretty handy whenever anyone asks for recommendations. You are just a habitual liar. You've been judged unworthy by your sins. Sigmund Campanella, subway operator. Sigmund is haunted by the suicidal people they've had to run over. What? Oh, subway operator. Even though there's nothing they could have done. They started writing a series of romance novellas about a nihilistic food delivery person and a religious library worker. In the climactic moment, one of them saves the other from jumping in front of a subway train. I don't think you should die for that. That just seems like a horrible situation to be in. Nzinga Agu, student. Nzinga is a transfer student whose home country is currently in the middle of a protest against the regime. They're happy about being away from it all, but worried about family and friends back home. Their school is also doing a smaller protest, which is elevating their stress levels. Okay, well, again, I don't think you should die for this. Okay, who of these people should die? You're a conspiracy theorist. Maybe you should go. You... See, you're now questioning, I suppose, a dogma. Maybe you're in a state where you can actually start overturning this rigid religious structure, which has got a stranglehold on people. Well, the question marks revealed after putting down this lamp. Oh, that's actually a very good point. Maybe they were. So you can see the consequences of your actions. Okay, then let's see if that's what happens. Ah, you're right. Okay. It's showing you what happens if you do what you do. More health, less money. That's fine. We need peace and health right now, according to this snow globe, maybe. Wait, there's no more fires. It's just white dots. So I guess the positive and negatives of what the changes have been since last time, maybe? Don't really know. Good call, Cyborg. This is just more peace. Okay, well, I mean, that's never a bad thing. I don't see why you should not... Why you should live. More money, less environment. Because you're a subway operator, I guess? I don't see why you should die either, so... Less money, less peace. Okay, well... well, you're gonna die. So this brings more peace and less money. I guess because it affects the economy, that's why. You're a conspiracy theorist. So that's less peace, less environment by you dying. Surely it should be more environment because you're no longer hunting wild game. Should this person live or die then? See, this is interesting because we stopped climate change with nuclear winter. Nice, we did it. If everything's at absolute zero, then nothing can change anymore. So much for fighting entropy. No, because an interesting cycle in this game is, but at the beginning we were fulfilling basically requirements to judge who lives and who dies, and then it started becoming more of a moral judgment. But now we're back to just like using metrics again to determine who should live and who should die. I don't know if you should necessarily die. I think your boss should die if anything, but I don't really know how to control that. So I guess you live in my eyes just by, you know, being fine at existence, right? And should this religious priest live or die? I mean, they've always been open. Okay, I think you should live. I don't think you're necessarily a bad person, right? Just more peace? Okay. 7 live, 2 die. Sort of went with a flow. Some people have to live, some people have to die, man. That just is the nature of things. I do really like the idea of stopping climate change with an even like worse calamitous event of a nuclear winter.
Grim.
Not like it as in I wish it would happen,
You
but just
know,
like the
pursuing
comedic
my
aspect of
art
it.
has given me insights.
Okay, what is your art, by the
I
way?
have been thinking of humanity, of mortality, their importance, worth, and meaning.
What's your result so far?
A disarray of thoughts.
Okay, do you want to talk it through with us?
Is death really such a bad thing? It would be better for everyone.
You want everyone to die?
In fact, do these humans even truly exist? Their ephemeral being leads to no relevant outcome.
Do our being leads to any relevant outcome? I mean, we have the benefit of having an immortal scale, so ours will not be fading like we're humans, but...
It is all transient, no matter what they do or achieve in life.
Go on, I hear you
They
out.
exist in a state of hubris and arrogance.
Feels misrepresentative.
Considering them the center of the universe.
Of our own universe, I think that's, like, definitively true, right? They only know the scale of their universe. It's kind of sort of being like, oh, I can't believe how arrogant ants are. They only serve their own colony. Rather than being aware of, you know, the plight of, I don't know, the macaws in the Amazon rainforest or something.
Yet without them,
It feels
the sun
unreasonable.
still sets and rises. Stars explode, galaxies form, or get torn apart. There are departments even for these events.
Were departments of stars exploding? It's a joke from Futurama, which by the way is a legitimate way of slowing down on global scale. All you need is some place that can be sacrificed without human or natural casualties. Okay, interesting. Both are very scary for at the same time as fascinating in a sort of morbid way. I haven't seen a lot of Futurama, so I don't really know much about it, to be honest. All I do know is Futurama, the knowledge I have on Futurama is there is like one episode, or multiple episodes, which involve like quite high level like maths and science or whatever. The one I'm thinking of is like this body swapping episode or something where they have, I don't know, it's like, is it like Zoidberg creates a machine to like swap 2 brains, but then once you had 2 bodies swap, they can't swap whatever brains they have inside them again, and then it's basically trying to figure out a way to get all these swaps in to get everyone back to their original bodies and minds without messing everything up. And there was a really interesting, like, I think it was a math logger video on it, back when I used to watch more math videos. Professor Farnsworth? Okay, fair enough. I didn't even know that guy's name, but you know what I'm talking about. That was a cool episode, or at least the maths behind it was kind of cool. Sorry, tangent. not really relevant to what you said, only the vaguest of connections, but
Humans are not the
that's my
be-all,
Futurama
end-all
knowledge.
pinnacle of creation. They are small and insignificant, yet full of themselves. The grandeur of everything will not get superseded by specks of nothing.
I'm not sure that's fully accurate. That's probably what I'd say.
It matters not how they live through their subjective experiences, millions upon billions of them, everyone considering themselves unique.
Okay.
And technically they are, I suppose, on a minor scale, yet also exceedingly similar. Copying each other, living through similar events with similar basic reactions.
Okay, where are you going with this, Fate?
While the universe is full of endless wonders they cannot and will not even experience or perceive, ever.
But we could help them experience these things?
But why? What would that change?
Then why bring it up, Fate? Why bring it up? If it changes
Their
nothing, then
presence
the
is
entire
not even
point is moot in the
necessary
first
to
place.
validate these events outside their subjective experience or understanding.
Nothing is needed to validate these events. Nothing. Why do we need to validate these events? And I don't think that was exactly the
Do
point
you
I was
know the
going for.
saying, Grim? If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it,
Does it make a sound? And this depends
Yes.
on your definition of
imagine
sound.
that. Life reduced only to some human vicinity.
It's like the whole locally real sort of thing.
The ultimate height of arrogance ingrained in them. To imagine their presence to be paramount.
Which again, I think is a fair perspective to have, that their presence is important to their own world and universe and way of living. You know what, Fate? You're not on a roll here. Don't let him cook. Someone stop him
Tree
cooking.
does not only sound, it has been sounding a long time. It has
Don't say
grown
that.
without anyone present. It has lived a life.
Yes, as should the humans, right?
None of this requires humanity to be there to bear witness.
Why are you so caught on this point of humanity needing to bear witness? I agree with everything. Absolutely not. Can I get daily reward? I don't really agree with what you said.
Then you have much yet to learn. Good night. Grim.
I don't really agree with the principle you said. I don't think what you said is necessarily wrong, but I feel like this framing of it is not. It's kind of like antithesis to the point in first place, because it kind of seems like you're drilling down on the point that there is no point of existence in the first place, and which, while I agree in principle is true, that doesn't mean I agree with the conclusion you're coming at, which means like that means there is no point of living, right? Mortal beings are by the instruments of which the universe cares. It's like you learn nothing from Brennan E. Mulligan. Sorry, I've
If
been
I
watching
ever
like a lot of
returned to
Dimension
the
20.
I'd have ye on me crew anytime.
Calendar. Plague Doctor. Gotta see what Plague Doctor looks like, eh?
Didn't know I still had this beaked eye sore. was
I
at
do
the
have a Plague
gathering
Doctor
of
mask
some
if you're wondering.
immensely
Not
wealthy
like a
beings,
legitimate one, it's like a costume
where I
one or
saw an
whatever.
absolute buffoon wear this as
For,
professional attire.
For a Halloween
Just
costume.
look at it.
Which I never ended up
Wear
wearing
long
because it's
fur
actually
on the
really
nose.
quite annoying.
And those stupid goggles.
Wearing that mask.
Ridiculous.
Hard
Had
to breathe
have
in it.
So we plundered the whole lot of them. Lest these smelled nice, for they soiled their trousers from beer. Then the mask came in real handy.
You're gonna put like flowers in or something, right? Make things smell nice. Okay. So maybe Fate is the antagonist this entire time. Who knew? Okay, let's see what we look like as a Plague Doctor. Chimkin. War never changes. Steampunk. Masquerade. Crow. Plague Doctor. Why is it so lumpy here? There's so much like excess flesh. Not flesh. that's not flesh by definition, but like leather, you know? Okay, let's get to work. Do your job, thanks. 4 humans have to die. Important. Grim, how do I put this? There's a nigh invulnerable virus ravaging everyone on the planet. Meanwhile, you know what to do. 4 humans have to die. Okay, so 1 person can live from this. Okay, well, let's let the doctor live, I guess. So we increase peace and health, decrease the others. Whistleblower uncovers the shady deals of a prominent businessman. Ex-model influencer draws attention to harmful expectations in fashion business. Man claims to have saved Earth from aliens. Student protest gets out of hand. Severe property damage racking up. Politicians attempt to introduce bill that bans small gatherings and protests. Body found in swamp, suspected to be local hunter. The swamp monster has claimed another victim. Excuse me? First part of the Armor More in the Tube series, titled Shipment of Devotion, garners mediocre critical reception. Zombie flicks as popular as ever. Check out Blam Blam 6-2 in cinemas too. Today, newfound virus threatens to sweep every continent. Local swamp reportedly inhabited by green monster. This monster exists? Excuse me. Okay, so 1 person can live. If there's a virus, then I assume it has to be the pharmacist. None of these people look like we're going to help the cause. Psychologist. Kermit has a warm, kind-hearted personality and does her best to help troubled youth and marginalised people. They're a community activist and run a private practice for cognitive behavioural therapy when they aren't dealing with their grandkids. Well, sadly you have to die because you cannot save the world from this virus. Yeah, 4 humans have to die. Shelley, wetland scientist. Shelley McIntosh, sorry. Shelley's a wetland scientist who recently moved into a little cottage in a swamp where they can monitor soil measurements 24/7. You're going to get eaten by a swamp monster. Shelley wanders around the swamp in a frog costume, scaring lost hikers for entertainment. Super weird energy, but kind of funny, I guess. Pharmacist. Gordon got through medical college mostly by cheating. As such, they barely remember what they were taught. No! You are only help against this viral infection. Gordon Ongoye. When people ask for consultations at the pharmacy, they usually say a lot of random smart-sounding words, but they also often sell their medicine randomly. How? There's no way this is possible, right? Surely. They would have so many complaints of people being like, hey, I'm dying from this. Josefa Eleanor Margita. All her life, Josefa has made a personal mission about caring those who cannot care for themselves. In addition to their hospital job, they also volunteer at various communal centres. They rent a small apartment in the suburbs with her brother and have quite a happy life. That's very nice. Ruben Phillips. Unemployed / lab rat. Ruben is currently in between jobs and is actively looking for employment. They are enamored by zombie horror films and go to the cinema almost compulsively. They earn most of their living currently by taking part in medical human trials. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, well, for sure, pharmacist, you died, you're useless. Psychologist, as great as you are, and wetland scientist, unfortunately, because of a virus, there's not really much you can do. So you're gonna die. Which is not good for health and peace, but good for the environment somehow. It's apparently great for everyone. So, good choice here. It's probably bad for the environment. Yeah, I figured as much. Okay, so do we want Josefa or maybe it's just Josefa, I don't know. I thought this was a Spanish name, but I'm actually not sure. Or Ruben to live? Well, hospital job, virus. If you die, I mean, there's going to be other people who are part of the medical human trials, right? But like, if you live, then maybe they can find a cure. But you can take care of those who are actually affected, presumably. Well, we're going to have more lab rats, I guess, right? Because even a death, I suppose, in a human trial can still be a learning experience, right? I don't really know. I'm gonna say you live and you die. And we'll see what negative consequences this ends up having. Bad for health, but this is presumably good for health and peace, maybe? It's bad for health and peace. Excuse me? I don't know why letting a nurse live is bad for health and peace, but I guess we'll find out. If a calamitous event wipes everyone out due to a viral infection, then so be it. 1500. So we don't have many, or like really anything left to buy from a shop place. Hello again, Fate.
Ah, the beginning. It has the sweet taste of deliverance. Every blade of grass, every ray of light.
Okay. Interesting.
It is a captivating day, is it not, Grim?
Not really. Something bad is going on in the world. I guess so. I don't really care either way. I guess so.
I know so, Grim.
Okay.
Never before have I experienced such certainty.
You are very confident in whatever's going on.
My high spirits leave me at a loss for words.
Well, I'm not pleased of all this. What am I supposed to do now?
What you always do, Grim. It is your job to take care of the world.
I'm trying to.
I trust you to make the correct choices.
What does that mean?
I, myself, must concentrate.
On what?
The muses have struck me. They beckon.
What's going on, man?
Work to be done.
You speak
While
so
there is still
cryptically,
time.
in a way that is impossible to follow. Which makes me very confused about your even motivations. Right now I'm just trying to get through the days. I mean, there's nothing out there to buy, but it didn't restock, did it? So we might as well. What ho, Grim? The virus does not seem to be fatal on its own, but it seems to make people terribly aggressive towards each other. A true apocalypse. 6 humans have to die. Steal yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 1 can live. Crazed volunteer turns violent in retirement homes. Is nowhere safe anymore. Oh, okay, I see. Young people in latest antiviral medicine trial warned of severe risks as 1 dead from complications. Local youth centre mourns loss of mentor after tragic stabbing incident. Monster hunter gone wrong. Creature killed by angry mob revealed to be a local scientist. Oh, I didn't even put that together. Television preacher calls upon the end of times as deadly virus officially announces pandemic. Was this made in COVID times? Interesting. 6 humans have to die. Okay, so we don't need this till the end. Reggie graduated from clown school a long time ago, but research for paying clown gig has been unfruitful. They keep making balloon animals in their tiny apartment in fear of losing the finesse. They also stay in character 24/7, which some people might find creepy. Reggie R. Roback. Okay, well, you're dead. Presumably the pharmacist should live. Lenny Kuski, a notorious filmmaker made famous by the Blam Blam 6 series. Lenny is enjoying their fame and fortune in a private resort outside Cosmopolis City. They feel like they're really touching people with their work and consider expanding the series into a franchise on its own. I thought it is a franchise of its own, hasn't it? Didn't the latest installment come out? Ludo Alanafe, unemployed or homeless. A few years ago, Ludo fell into hard times. They tried their best to claw back into society, but failed. Recently, they've been going to job interviews again, as the market is looking for fresh recruits after a series of sudden outbreaks of disease. Now you're balancing 4 stats of your binary choices. This feels more like a fancy version of Reigns. I don't know if I know what the game Reigns is, but I'll look it up during a break. T-Vangelogist. Jackie Funk. And Jackie's been devout ever since the faith saved him from wicked criminal ways. They've since moved to legal ways of amassing a wide group of followers and fortune as televangelist. Very interesting about the balancing of the stats of the binary choices is that, surprisingly, there's not actually much informed choices you can make. I know we have a lamp to see things, and you can guess basically from their bio, but as it turns out, like similarly with a nurse last time, the game can just invert what the expectation is on you, you know? Like we selected a nurse to be like, oh, well, look after people. It was like, oh, surprise, it turns out the virus ends up making people super violent and attack each other. Roy's vague. Roy's job is to recommend which over-the-counter medicines people should take. After getting some extra money from several herbal supplement producers, they now exclusively suggest that real drugs contain chemical elements and natural supplements are the best. No, why are all the pharmacists so useless? Hello, I'm now paying attention to Plant and Cat stream is done. How's it been going? There's been a pandemic on actual Earth, and fate is up to some weird mysterious business, and I don't really understand what's going on. Giovanni Collier, Office Drone. Giovanni didn't expect to spend as much time with a printer scanner copy as they do. It's old, slow and unreliable. They dream one day of destroying a printer scanner copier with a baseball bat. Meanwhile, they set up a penny skimming program inside their company computer network. Why are all these people so horrible? I mean, you're okay. You're just homeless, really. That's not like a bad thing. I guess you're also just a movie director. You're just kind of pompous, if anything. And you're just a clown. Dar Ashley. Dar is a homeschooling veteran, with their pupils mostly being from the elite of society. They feel very comfortable teaching and will likely continue to do so until retirement. They've always wanted children of their own, but never found the time or effort to go down the path. Okay, well... Are you still a corporate shill? There's not much corporate shilling to really be done. I mean, the quotas are like this, but there's not really much to follow, so I guess I'm kind of like doing my own vibes now. Okay, so who might live? You might live, you might live. Not you. I think it's between you two, to be honest. You can die. Don't put, Bitcoin mining things on the school computer systems. That's weird. Okay, apparently it's bad for the environment. You will die because you are basically a pharmacist. That's good for health and peace. Nice. You are spreading wide panic and fear. So that's good for the environment and money, bad for health and peace. You're just a filmmaker, and sorry, you're gonna die because you've already accomplished what you needed in life. I like how it's changing over here, like this, huh? So that's money and health bad, but good for environment and peace. Okay. We really need good for health stuff. You're just like literally just a clown. That's great for peace and the environment. We need things which are good for health. Like, I wonder if your fresh recruits after a series of sudden outbreaks of disease. Recruits for what though? Like the army? I don't know, because maybe you're being recruited for the medical drug trials as well, which means that you're going to help further the cause against this viral pandemic. You're just a teacher. Homeschooling veteran could be good though for pandemic home teaching. Again, you really don't have any relevance though to the pandemic situation going on. So you know, let's take a chance. Let's have you die. Bad for money, good for peace. And let's have you live. Good for money, bad for peace. Okay. Not really a lot of things which affected health there. The health is still in the negatives, but we tried our best, nonetheless.
How many times have we met? I lost all count.
Galaviera. Tenebrous Curiosity. Fidget Spinner. Not that fussed about any of those at the moment. No, wrong button. Oakley dokley. Oh, inner thoughts.
Psst. Hey, what, pray tell, happened to the world?
Oh, just like a world-ending pandemic or something? I did. I'm a failure. The humans deserve what's coming for them. I don't know.
Stuck in a hole and insistent on using the scythe as a shovel.
Scythe?
Do you know the story of the wyvern and the prince consort?
I don't. Please enlighten.
Of course you do.
Okay.
A young,
Sure.
quick-witted
Of course I
prince
do.
consort was once kidnapped by a wyvern. Using their gift of charm, they tried to alter the ways of the wyvern in order to save their lands.
Instead of killing the wyvern.
Soon, the beast and the prince found resonating ideas and ambitions.
Okay.
They molded the land in rather inept ways, whilst thwarting attempts of rescue by the queen. Then the wyvern, tired of the desolation, ate the prince and flew away.
So you're saying I need to kill fate? Am I the prince? Am I the wyvern? Am I the queen? It sounds like in the story I would be the prince.
Yes.
Yeah. I knew it.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
It doesn't matter if your mistakes were countless or few, as long as you learn the lesson. We are thankful of our time together, even as it's quickly running out. It'll be pretty horrible from here.
Okay. Reassuring. So inner conscience, not necessarily happy with what's going on, but
Grim, I find myself at an impasse. Lend me your thoughts.
okay, what's up?
Should my prose be more experimental? Or should I stick to traditional narrative techniques?
Experimental for sure.
Grand, yes. The exploratory aspect can lead me across the boundary.
Have you just been talking about poetry this entire time? Literally, or not?
You are still here, Grim? I guess you want to talk about work instead?
We can't like socialize a little bit, like build up a bit of a rapport?
Oh, fine. Let us take a look at the situation. My, so much chaos. Pain and suffering are off the charts.
Not really something I wanted, but so be it.
What is... Wow. reanimated corpses running around consuming
Excuse me?
the flesh of other
It's a zombie
humans.
outbreak.
They are unstoppable, brutal death machines. Astounding.
Sounds like everyone's dying.
And it all stems from a singular patient zero, Caleb Sadi Rondeau.
I have no idea who
Okay,
that is, but
take
presumably
this
that is
one.
someone we let live at some point, ages ago.
What can I say? Things do not seem to be going well at all.
I can't seem to make a difference.
Are you sure you are trying hard enough?
I don't know, it's unclear.
What is done is done. These are the consequences you must live with.
Wow.
While you
So I caused a pandemic because I let a terminal patient live or something ages ago?
off to work, Grim.
Does this game actually have multiple endings? That's actually a little bit cool, if a little bit... perhaps that's too much decision weighted on... too much consequence weighted on one decision, but I don't know. I guess that's kind of cool. I'm not really sure what to make of it, to be honest. I guess I'll just see it through to the end. Why not? I don't know how many days we've got left necessarily, but anything to purchase?
Ever wonder if there's a way to do things differently?
That's what save states are for. Let's get a
Blimey,
calendar.
We scoured nigh every
Blimey.
inch for this calendar. Alas, mayhaps we raided too many merchantmen for it.
For a calendar?
Because turns out, it weren't even on a ship. Still worth it for the annals work on any year. Filled to the brim with arcane squiggles and short omens between the numbers. And in the footnotes. Also includes the major holidays of 100 different civilizations.
100?
And all the name days.
100?
I finally procured it from an old man on the
Way
steps
too
of
many.
Acropolis.
On the Acropolis? Why's the man on the Acropolis got a calendar? Eh? Alright, to work we go, I think. I don't know if we're doing a good job, but it does seem like we've doomed humanity. Oh, so we've only got 3 days left, basically. Only 3 people. Hope you readers post haste. The viral crisis at its apex. Surviving humans are subjected to intense quarantine, but some cities still remain inhabited and functional. Deal with them. Deal with them? So we are meant to take out humans. Future is grim, fate. Okay, well, not great. Teacher found dead at Macabre Mansion. Macabre Dynasty's younger generation held as main suspects. You are grim. Whoa! We are the Grim Reaper. Famous preacher dies during marathon session. Heart attacks as suspected cause. Televangelist. I don't know where to put the emphasis on this word. Televangelist legend leaves massive fortune to their devout followers as Death Wish on TV. Modern classic filmmaker accidentally killed by a housemaid in apparent sexual harassment attempt. Okay, well, he had it coming, I guess. He had it coming. Homeless man goes ballistic on old lady after getting rejected from job interview. What? How are we meant to predict this? Company gets stolen money back as money surge acts as production invigoration. Entire Cosmopolis city in quarantine. Please do not leave your homes. Okay. So 2 humans have to die. Alchemist. After decades of unsuccessful attempts at turning mercury into gold, Ultra decides to utilize their alchemy talents in healthcare. They carefully mix together various chlorine and sulfur compounds and sell it as a cure for everything. You should die. Lieutenant General, what's your name? Ultra McGrath. Ismo Gustav, Lieutenant General. Lieutenant General Ismo Gustav has served our country with respect and admiration. They're currently tasked with containing a massive viral epidemic, recently dubbed the White Death. As Cosmopolis City falls apart, they stay vigilant, upholding their duty with whatever means necessary. Okay, well. Politician Ryo Kobayashi. Ryo has been aggressively advocating for a new radical policy which completely eliminates all taxes. Any and all vocal opponents are mercilessly mocked. I mean, what did taxes ever do for us anyway? Okay, I don't know if this is, like, the moment for you to be advocating for no taxes. Death and taxes is inevitability. That's so true. We've got to get rid of this guy. He's our enemy. He wants taxes to go. That's great for the economy and for peace. You're going to live, I guess. Which is great for peace, bad for the economy and environment. You should die. Which is great for health and the environment. Okay. Sure. Are we doing it? I don't really know what we're doing anymore. To be perfectly honest. We're just sort of existing, which is weird, considering the nature of our immortality.
Hello, Grim. I have been absorbed in my work. Tell me, how goes it out there in the wilds?
It's just properly spiraling out of control.
Fate unconstrained, with nothing to stop it. Seems a terrible power, yes?
Is this what you've been working on? Your magnum opus of humanity's
Wild
final
bands
moments?
of animated corpses roaming the streets, attempting to break through the barriers of the survivors.
I would not have bet on zombie apocalypse being something that happens in this game,
My.
though.
It truly looks like the end. I am giddy with anticipation.
Yeah, pretty bad stuff. Maybe I can still find a way.
All seems to be outside our timid grasp already.
Why can't we slay all the zombies to die?
Goodness, look at the time, Grim. Precious moments wasted. Enjoy your night.
Okay. Well, the inevitability of death, and apparently now undeath. Something which I guess we kind of caused, but also does not feel like I had much of a hand in it. Because I don't really remember what I did. So if anything, I'm very detached from the consequences of my own actions.
Time's running out, friend.
Okay, let's buy the Calavera.
Fate has a tragic tale. You ever hear of the Dia de Muertos?
The Day of the Dead
A
in
wild
Mexico.
night, certainly. There we was, celebrating the passing of mi amigo. Several days later, woke up buried under a mountain of empty bottles. This mess stuck to me face.
Okay.
Never knew where it came from.
Probably came from the
But I will
celebrations.
happily let the memory of me fellow buccaneer and me headache be carried by another.
Okay. So you're selling us something that you basically randomly found at one point.
You've done well, Grand Reaper.
We both know that's not true.
Yeah, wasn't believable at all. We lack the imagination to pretend this is a world where you were competent.
Rude.
So, what comes next?
I don't really know. But I don't think I did anything wrong. You're the chatty ones to tell me how to fix it. I don't want to say any of these. I guess it is. I'm enough as trouble as it is. I didn't think I did anything wrong. Stop.
Stop what?
For things happening. Being mean to me. Gloatering.
We're not. Are you implying you didn't have a hand in destroying the world?
I think in inevitability I
Successfully
do, right?
toppled a house of cards with a baseball bat?
Again, it doesn't feel as direct. Fine, it's fine. I don't think this is fine. I don't even know what to think now.
Swallow the bitter taste of regret when the only way is forward.
This feels so...
We've reached the end.
Okay, maybe I'll talk about this in like an Animal Crossing
Not
analysis or something, but...
We will never leave you. As long as there is a you, there will be us. Until the next round.
It feels like such a strong sense of detachment from the consequences and our actions. That makes me hard to sort of get invested of an, oh no, I'm living with regret sort of thing. Like, it doesn't really feel like I'm doing anything. A few remaining humans have to die. Apocalypse now. Unbeknownst to themselves, human society has finally collapsed. Whatever normalcy and humanity was left in the world is now swiftly fading. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, exactly. Is it the Grim Reaper's fault? Not really. Like, Grim Reaper, I'm with you. I'm with you here. The Grim Reaper is just more like a means of carrying out the end, right? They're more like an instrument of fate rather than the one causing fate itself, right? Which is why I feel like I have this sort of like layered detachment to it, rather than just an emotional investment in it. Which feels a bit of a shame, because it does feel like this is meant to be a moment where it's like, oh, gut punch, I can't believe I've done this. Where it's more like a, I can't believe this happened, and I was the one who's, you know, I was like the messenger for this, is what it feels like. Entire Cosmopolis City in quarantine, please do not leave your homes. All citizens are ordered to stay in containment areas. Alchemists found suffocated in their own lab. Who do we even make live? I don't remember. All citizens required to move to designated controlled areas. The President! Archibald Rowland. Archibald, the leader of the free world, went into the election race promising to funnel more money into healthcare and tackle ethical problems within the pharmaceutical industry. Now they orbit over Cosmopolis City in the presidential aircraft accompanied by their twin brother, Goffard, completely clueless about what happened and why. H. Bob Abalone. H-Pop used to be a developer of IT company H-Arm, but then suffered a grievous wrist injury. They'd taken some time off to mend themselves, currently living off savings they set aside when working. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's carry on with the bureaucratic stuff we've done. Let's welcome in the apocalypse, I suppose, as fate has ordained it. So, what I'm going to predict is happening. We're going to go to the last day, and we're not going to get any profiles because all of humanity would have died. Apparently, the president living and dying has had no effect on the world. Which I think is a fitting conclusion to this sort of like apocalypse ending. I am curious if there's other endings, though, in this game. I don't know. I'm just sort of like here for right now, rather than the investment.
Not much left now.
No, nothing
The
left.
last day beckons. Whatever will it bring?
A lot of distraction, I
Ravenous
suppose.
corpses still roam around, searching for the final survivors.
It's a scary zombie apocalypse because
Once
these are
dead,
actually very capable
they will
zombies, it
also
sounds like.
slowly perish. Not a trace remains. Ah, there could be some sort of a metaphor for gluttony in this.
For gluttony? If anything, I say this is more of a metaphor for sloth, of like
Anyway,
lack of
and
ambition, of like
crucially,
following
my
the
book
corporate
is
structure,
nearing
right?
Completion.
Oh, wait, is this all a... You wanted to do this to take inspiration for your zombie apocalypse book? That would be a really weird plot twist, but... So when do I get to read it?
Soon enough. Patience, my friend.
I'm not really sure what to think of this.
Leave me to my grand labor, Grim. Tomorrow we shall deal with the final matters of this office.
Okay. I also... I wonder if there's an ending where if you defy... Oh, we didn't get paid. If we defy sorry, not Grimm's. Fate's instructions, we just get fired. Oh, you have a shopkeep. Hello.
Hey! If it isn't my good pal Grimoire.
Yeah, I might be out of a job soon.
Still wearing the same attire from before.
You remember?
Ages.
I just think my current look really suits me.
This lack of transformation, no, it does not suit you. I've got just
I didn't think it would be
something
something really track. That's kind of
for a
fun.
special case.
Okay.
A cool visage to make your day. Check it out later.
Oh, thank you.
Crisis averted.
Crisis averted.
Word is, you've caused a huge mess out there in the world.
I don't know if we really caused
Things
it.
like
This is
burning,
like
drowning,
we're
dying
like
all
the
at
fall guy
once.
for the managerial direction, right? I did what I could. To be perfectly honest, I did a bad job on purpose.
I suppose you'll just have to live with it then. Ruin on your hands, the office disgraced.
Again, this is not how business works. I mean, it is kind of how it works in corrupt like business structures and stuff like that, but this
Don't
is
think there's
managerial and
redemption outside
directional
of this
fault,
one.
isn't it? Probably not.
I guess you ain't the hero of this tale after all.
I'm much nothing more
What's
but been
going
an
to
instrument
happen in
of
the office now that you've got
mortality.
very little left to do?
I guess it would get shut down.
Maybe time to get that last drink, huh?
I like a
What's
drink.
your poison?
Heat death of universe iced coffee.
Guaranteed to keep you energized until the last ever star in the universe blinks out of existence.
Drink it alone. Why am I drinking it alone? Like, are the rest of the people in my office not here? We're in a different reality, man. Sorry. The sweet and icy overtones of a mixture block out the bitter, earthy taste of coffee. Be honest, coffee really does taste like dirt. Yeah, as the frozen cubes clink against your teeth, this whole endeavour feels distinguished and hip at the same time. And just like the end of the universe. I'll be going now.
Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
Okay, well... what a strange, ending to us all.
What ho, matey!
Hello.
At last we meet here, the finest tavern in all the lands. You know, I'm reminded of the time me and me crew were sailing around the Cape of Ill Omen,
I'm listening with bated breath.
and corresponding to the name, a mighty storm were a brewing right on the horizon, shook our ship to and fro. Many of me mates swept into I.
Of an unforgiving ocean.
The sea's a cruel mistress, no ways about it.
Keep listening.
All of a sudden, the beguiling song of the sirens reached my ears.
Whatever sirens appear like and
You'd
sing
think
to you.
Sirens would Singapore, trying to lure ye to wreck
Sirens be
ship's
having
rocks.
a bum rap.
Sirens be having a bum rap.
What heck's...
They even tried to save some of me mates, but 'twas too late. Many claims by the coffer.
That's sad.
Afterwards, we all, sailors and sirens alike,
Exceedingly drank off some grog we found.
got the chance for a good party to go to waste, eh?
Can I tell you a story?
Absolutely, these.
Okay, we're gonna build a story now.
Always willing to hear tales of glorious exploits.
I woke up one morning. The sun was shining on my... Okay, I'm gonna try and build this in a way that I would write a story. Searching for an old abandoned harbour with a gruesome hangover, the sun was shining onto my face. Suddenly, I saw... How do I see strange muted noises? A rainbow across the sky. At that moment... This is not what I wanted. I found myself... face to face with a handsome stranger. They barked wildly at me. They winked at me in a luring manner. They inquired if I've seen their body anywhere. So I thought, this is far more difficult than I initially assumed. And I figured this was good enough as is.
I see.
You get me? You follow?
It was a most remarkable tale. A marvelous memoir.
So this was our
A
memoir.
fabulous fable.
That's kind of funny.
In
I'm not gonna lie.
return, I have for ye a gift.
Okay.
This here contraption's called a phantasmalizer.
Okay.
Use it to measure the many spirits ye have imbued into your gullet.
What?
Handy after any visit to the tavern. 'Twas a great pleasure to have your attention. Time to head back to me emporium. Commerce awaits.
Commerce? We can see what drinks we've drunk? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure if I've misunderstood. Didn't you also give us something? Oh. We can be an eagle. Oh gosh, it's horrifying. Well, we're still going to stick with a makeup look, IMO. And we clock into our final day, presumably nothing for us to do. Oh wait, what? End of the day. This is our final day, presumably final day of this game. Anything to buy?
Aye, the end is nigh. It's been quite a run, hasn't it?
It has. I think. A final report. The last human. What is this? Maybe I should get another drink. Oh, so the drinks actually have an effect on the world. So I've actually been not doing great by not buying anything. Oh, interesting. The X's are put underneath, not directly on top of a calendar. All citizens subject to curfew proceed immediately to your designated control area. Tablecloth tourist tutorial ternary. Mysterious serial killer strikes again. Ex-developer found dead at home. How is there a serial killer in a zombie apocalypse? Fate news. Feel the night creep inside our bones. Let us stop and wait until we freeze together. Hello, Grim. We've come to it at last. Only one choice left to make. The last human must die. The end is nigh. Fate. Michaela Pisco. One last living entity stumbling across an endless wasteland, drawing their final breath. Well, nothing to do except for to slate you to die. What if I let them live? Alright. Sure. We'll see the story through to the end. We've caused the apocalypse of humanity. Apparently single-handedly. Oh, we can't talk to you again. Okay, sure. Of which I'm wiping my hands clean of the slate by saying that this is fate's orders, more or less.
The last day, Grim. The last choice. So, how did you choose?
I mean, death, of course. We're on death's door.
As is appropriate.
What else would have
No
happened?
need to prolong the suffering of the last one. We are not cruel, after all.
I predict we're going to click this, and there he's going to be like, oh, no, Grim. your choices were your own? And if so, I'm going to flip the table because I'm just like, come on.
That would seem fairly obvious.
Oh,
by
okay.
now,
Phew.
I
Phew.
gather.
What was the moral here, though?
Great dying is by my design.
You wanted humanity
It is
to be
true.
rebirthed as a
I
phoenix?
do not love humanity. Not a bit.
But why?
But why, you ask?
I didn't, but sure, go ahead. But why?
I have grown tired of it all. This tedious existence. These humans. The endless tirade.
It's like the villain
of
monologue, except for it's exactly what he's been saying this entire time, really.
It is all meaningless, you see. An endless.
Oh,
loop
you trying to
of
find your own
monotony.
mortality, in a
I
sense.
cannot escape.
By doing it, well,
That
you're not going to find mortality from this, you're just going to be out of job,
You
right?
know how long I have been doing this?
I guess that's an interesting direction.
I barely remember myself. I am exhausted and sick of it all. I wish to
You can
stop,
ask for like a transfer
but
to
no
a
one
different
can
department,
move
or
until the job is done.
like demote yourself and promote me
Dying.
instead.
Then I could be free and claim the rest I deserve. So, I helped the
Are
great
you not
dying
going to be
along.
just transferred to a different
These
department? I mean,
fine
you're like a
peoples.
director, aren't you?
No need for an equilibrium. This office will not be necessary, and we can all fade away.
Total annihilation because you feel bad. What about some egotism? And I was your trusted minion, you sure got me, never saw this coming.
Your hollow judgment is insignificant at this point.
Well, lucky for you, I'm going to get transferred to the plant department.
Off you go, Grim. Do what you wish with these final
It's
hours.
quite funny, though.
We will not be meeting
Respect for
again.
this game for giving me the consequences of the actions of following fate's directions. Society's falling. Mankind succumbing to its innate flaws. This does kind of lose its meaning of it being like mankind succumbing to its innate flaws when we have a literal fate as a director influencing what's going on. Humanity wiped out. It kind of loses the meaning behind it of a criticism of humanity itself and puts it more in the direction of fate's hand. Even though you go, oh, it's more metaphorical, as you perilously wait to fade away. Even if you go with direction that it's more metaphorical and fate's meant to be representative of it, like someone like a carrier
Fellow
inevitability.
That was fun, wasn't it? The choices, the excitement.
It's actually kind of fun.
Admittedly, ye did largely screw everything up.
that's
The
that's kind of
world is
funny.
in shambles and all. Can't really change that. But I can offer a new cycle. A turn of the hourglass, and ye shall be set upon a path in a fresh timeline.
So we can do like a new game plus, basically.
Parallel world, so to speak. There ye will again find every friend and enemy, hope and error. Knowledge and loot will remain, of course. Otherwise, 'tis the eternal recurrence of all things.
New chance. The end. I'm not playing through this game again, I'm gonna be honest. So be it. Adam David Bow, composer, one unparalleled master of melodies, suckers of rhythm, grand vizier of harmonies, who crafted all the amazing music for this whole game, but also super friendly. Die. All humans are dead. Everyone has to die. Kadri Kunapu, writer, serious scientist during the day, angsty writer at night, has similar fashion sense to the Grim Reaper, classic version. Die. You're all dead. How did you live? Lean Kunap, you have a different profile to everyone else. Creative lead, digital artist. The cheerful leader of Death and Taxes makes a lot of the goodest art for the game as well. They really love cats. Meow. 100% yostivity. 0% nostivity. Thank you for playing our game. Much love. It was a fun experience. If I think like it does feel like this game didn't want you to follow exactly what Grim was doing the entire time. Which is fair. But I was kind of doing it because I was like, I don't think anyone else is going to do it in a playthrough, right? Everyone's going to rebel. So it kind of felt like a bit of a... I don't know how to put it. Yeah, you psychopath. Okay, fair enough. Mark is the IT specialist, a robot master, and a developer, as they keep saying. Meager talent. In their spare time, they read a lot of books, write poetry, and make weird little games on mobile. They didn't expect someone like me to come along and be like, alright, yeah, let's just like succumb to the corporate way of doing things and see what happens. A perpetually surly writer of words, phrases, sentences, and paragraphs, often annoyed by everything and everyone, and doesn't like people. No sense of humour, 300% grump, get off my lawn. Okay, I don't know how many credits there are, so we're just going to mark everyone for death, but thank you, Och Marius Oslozit. I'm not going to read all your profiles, there's too many. Everyone will die before they appear. Oh, I'm speedrunning the credits. I'm slating them for death before they can even appear. Yeah, I mean, that was a good game. It's an interesting game. I'm curious what the other paths will look like, because this definitely feels like a sort of game where like the more satisfying path will probably have been in the path of rebellion. If you let everyone live, I think you probably get fired, because Fate says very early on that you can't just let everyone live. That's something I'm curious about, because it doesn't feel like you can actually rebel without getting fired, right? Like, because you get 3 chances to make mistakes. Otherwise, I presume Fate fires you. In which case, I don't know how you get down the other path. You watch someone rebel a little. Potential players who have this ending, and they got the same review as you. Okay, well, so it turns out you need to have like a big rebellion. It turns out most people just did it this way. Low prosperity, low health, chaos, fired. Fired? I did my job. If anything, I should get promoted. We could have been an amazing duo. Okay, so the fact... Like, I kind of don't believe that everyone playing this game, especially because I think this game came out after Papers, Please, did not try and get other endings, right? I can't imagine most people would want to get this ending, and apparently I was way wrong on what I thought people would go for. That feels weird for me. I would thought it would be the majority of people to be like, no, I don't want to do this. This is going to weigh on my conscience. I'm going to choose the people I want to live. Which makes me wonder if it's actually quite difficult to get the other endings. People scared to get fired. I guess that's also true. Because what's the point of playing the game if you get fired? No one wants to have an early ending. I don't know. This requires some game design analysis at some point. But how much time we got? We've got like 10 minutes. Let's see. Death and Taxes Guide. Someone's probably made a Steam guide or something. So we can see how we get each of the endings. Has 30 possible endings based on invisible values. Okay. Endings guide. That's what I want to see. Basic workflow. Runs order guide. Endings guide. Okay. The 4 main stats. Low of peace, prosperity, ecology, and health. Oh, I guess maybe because we got this ending because our health was the lowest one. We got 2 simultaneous low stat endings, which gives chaos. 2 simultaneous high stat endings gets utopia. Achieve both a high and low stat ending gets balance. Fate's pet. Fired, takeover, usurper. I'm surprised I wasn't Fate's pet for this, seeing that I did exactly what he said. I'm a little bit confused by that, but okay. Right. So it is like an invisible stat thing, right? You had to balance, except for you don't know about the stats until you get enough of the desk things. Interesting. Okay, so ending guide. Stat-based endings. Prosperity, world endings. Comply with Fate's machinations, wiping out all humanity and losing your job in the process. Take over, triumph over Fate's hidden motives, saving humanity and taking his place as a boss. Usurper. You'll need to purchase a magic mirror from Mortimer's Emporium, talk to it every time possible, and comply to its schemes through the red profiles. The 2 lists show you below the days where you can interact with the mirror in red profiles. Okay, so that's... the mirror was giving the red profiles. I actually completely forgot about red profiles. That absolutely makes way more sense as that makes way more sense as a way of getting like an alternate ending, which I believe I declined at the time because I was like, you know, let's just do this bureaucratic ending. Let's go with this bureaucratic capitalist motive. Kill the human and red brother. Kill. Okay. Fate's pet. To get this ending, you must absolutely adhere to the rules, and also show enthusiasm about your job and about humans killing towards fate. By day 14. Oh, okay, because I messed up on an early day, right? So that's why I didn't get the Fate's pet ending. Fate should reveal his plans to you. As a general rule of thumb, marking all humans to die on one day and then telling Fate it was because you crave more, because you don't like humans, plus giving a gerbil to Miss Portington should guarantee getting this. Oh, okay. When Fate reveals his ulterior motives to you, agree with him. He'll start showing doubt in the following days, just reinforcing. Okay. So, I was pretty enthusiastic to begin with, but I wasn't enthusiastic about killing all humans because I was like, what? So to get Fate's pet, I had to one, not make mistakes, or two, I had to say I craved killing more humans. Or give the gerbil to Miss Portington, because Miss Portington also didn't like me, right? Interesting. Caleb Sadie Rondeau. And I need to see who this person is. In Death and Taxes. Because I do not recall who this person is. But they give you a minus 1,000 in health. If they die? But if they live... If they live, they don't... Oh, them dying causes the apocalypse. So I slated them to die, and that ruined everything. Interesting. So that basically guaranteed me that ending. Kathleen Holmes, if you let live, is a minus 1,000 to the environment? I don't remember who that is. Is that the evolution, the environment revolutionary or something? Yeah, the person I was watching gave a gerbil to her. They had it sooner. The cat didn't sabotage. I didn't even think I got the option for a gerbil until I saw it. Interesting. Okay. What? I'm not sure what to think. Because it feels like it was quite hard to craft my own ending out of this, seeing as I was trying to become Fate's pet and I didn't even succeed at doing that, I suppose. That's kind of funny though. Well, there we go. We brought back the death of all humanity. We didn't succeed in... Well, I don't even know if we accomplished anything really. We just... We currently have a vampire hunter and alien hunter. What? Just like real life. I don't understand what you're talking about, but so true, bestie. So true. I'm not sure what I think about that. I think it's interesting. Like its concepts, but... I don't know. Yeah, it feels like... Now I think about it. They didn't kill them. They didn't kill people who thought that they were hunting vampires and aliens. I'm trying to think what I think about this, because it does feel like this game should start at New Game Plus. Turns out there are vampires. Okay. I don't know what to make of this, because this feels like a game which starts at New Game Plus because you don't have the tools otherwise to actually determine that you're actually interacting with any game systems whatsoever. And the fact that a lot of the things turns out to be like reversals makes it a bit strange as well. Like, I don't know how you're meant to know that there are vampires. Which I guess is kind of a point. It's kind of meant to be like a sort of determining your own fate sort of thing. But I don't know. I guess I just have this weird disconnect between the choices I made and things that ended up happening. Because I've got like this weird middle of a pathway. Instead of... Maybe I should just fully lead into sucking up to fate. Maybe that would have been more satisfying. I'm not sure what to make of it, to be honest. Kind of interesting, though. On that note, I'm going to take a little break. I'll be back in like 5 minutes or so. And we'll do some drawing. How about that? I'm here. I'm just eating some watermelon right now, so I'm muting myself so I don't. Not an ASMR mukbang stream. I haven't checked out Reigns. That's a good point. Let's do that now. Okay. Reigns game. Ah, I have seen this game. This is where, like, it's not the dating app game, but it's like the one where you swipe left and right to make choices based off well, something, I don't remember. I have seen this game before. Wait, I might actually own this game on itch.io or something. I'm not sure though. Yeah, it's like Tinder but for royal decrees. The exact pedigree, I suppose, that decrees apparently are being treated with. Yeah, it seems like an interesting game. I don't know. Well, we're gonna have to decide on a game for me to play next week. I'm not really sure what though. I had to delve back into the treasure trove of itch.io to try and figure out where and what we're doing with that. I keep forgetting, but there is a viewer who asked me to play their game they made like 2 years ago or something, and I should really do that at some point. Death and Taxes seems directly inspired by it. That's fair. Death and Taxes definitely has that sort of like paper please genre vibe, which makes me... Co-op Cobalam? Maybe. Probably not though. Yeah, it was a video game for ages. It's because I'm just like, they specifically asked me, hey, do you want to check it out? And I said, yes, I'll do it when I start streaming, and I've forgotten about it every single time. You know, I'm going to put a note in my notepad. Because I feel like I remember who it was who asked me. Who has been a viewer on the stream a couple of times. Because it'd be cool to play through it at, in a stream where they're actually available so they can see it. Or not, I don't know. Okay. Let's do some background drawing for this art. Spin this around. Okay, get rid of the text. Not looking forward to the fact I had to render water, but it's fine, whatever. We're doing it quick and dirty, so it doesn't really matter how detailed it ends up being. That therein is the beauty of it. Let's put D here. Art. There, turn off this refined sketch. Oh, we need that part. Okay, well, excuse me? Why did you put it there? Copy paste. Turn that off. Erase this part of it. Oh yeah, I was gonna be like, maybe I'll change the colours on this. We'll do the background first and then we'll decide afterwards if I actually want to change any of the colours on this. But I think I ran out of time last time. Okay, let's go. Let's get some background in. Start with things at the back. Brilliant blue sky. Not bright colour blue. Something like that. It's quite bright. And then we'll do. Let's do the pool side first because that seems a bit easier. Not really sure what I'm gonna do for the rest of it. So I can give you one of my Game Jam games if you want. That could be interesting, playing through like viewer games or something, or a load of Game Jam games. At very least, give me like the link to it, and I'll check it out. Because I don't remember how long that other video game is as well. Someone is game jamming right now. Is she actually jamming or is she not? That's a real question. So this is a pool side. Nice, good for her. We'll do the pool tiles. Which I'm gonna do as a checker pattern, maybe. I don't know the easiest way to do a checker pattern. I wonder if I have a material, which is your checker pattern. That sounds like something I would have downloaded ages ago. No, it doesn't look like it. Color pattern? What on earth is this? Milky Way? Gradient dots? Anyone just see square tiles? Houndstooth? Ooh. Watercolor checkered. Is that what I want? Pop style? Mesh. Simple checkered blue. I mean, simple checkered blue sounds like exactly what I want. Okay. As we rotate, shrink. Simple. Use materials to our advantage. And then we can distort this later. There you go, there's some tiles. Poolside. Funky music, love it. Okay, let's rotate so we're actually in line with this, because I want straight lines. That's pretty good, that's pretty straight. So we take a poolside, fill that in, invert, delete. Wonderful. Linked into you on Discord. A WarioWare type game, Minecraft Dungeon. Cool. Running browser, simple. That's totally fair. Thank you. Yeah, I mean that could be a fun thing, checking out a load of random jammed games here and there. Seeing what people have made, seeing what people have done. Okay. I should also turn down the opacity of it, so I don't know why I have it so high. Is it poolside? Okay, that's a pool. Pool here. We're gonna have to do water on top of this as well. Which for now is just gonna look... No, I shouldn't have rotated the canvas. That was a bad idea. Oh well, whatever. For now, it will just look like blueness. Shouldn't be that blue. Or dark. Every single time I forget how to render water. And every single time I have to remember. That's right. It'll just be like this for a moment. And then just to keep it in our head, right, this is water, we can just turn it down like that. That's fine, we'll render it later. Pool, okay, what other things? And then we'll have buildings. You're also rendering water today. We're all rendering water here. On this fine summer day. As we have the bushes. Aim for the bushes. I mean, I guess there's a gap here. Again, I gotta remember that this background isn't that important. I get that good. Just need to sort of convey the point across. It's meant to be something which is achievable in 4 hours. So background in 1 hour. So you gotta be realistic what you do. Oh dear darling. I don't know if I want that sandier colour. I want like I do want a pale sort of yellowish, but I want something which you look at it and be like, oh, this looks like a house in like Spain or something, rather than something else. Okay, wonderful. Buildings, and I guess roof. I'll just put on a separate layer here. Sort of ready roof. That seems... it's probably too dark. That seems reasonable. Okay. What else do we need to do? Sky. Okay. Sky. A more brilliant blue up here. Brilliant darker blue. So we do this. I think most of it should probably be this sort of blue. Now I'm looking at it. Not a single cloud in the sky. Very intense blue. Okay, wonderful. Then what else do we need? We need the waiter. black. Unsurprisingly. I cannot even see my own sketch what this means. It's a big mystery to us all, and by all, I mean me, mainly. Okay. Let us see how we're doing things. I guess I'll put champagne bottle, a darkish green. Which goes up into here. Probably should be a bit more twisted. Get it twisted. Keep a champagne bottle lit. That it needs to actually pour stuff from. Lock on, get some gold up in here. I forget what champagne bottles look like, but it's... I guess it wouldn't have that thing still on it. I need to look up what a champagne bottle looks like. I think I said it was rosé last time, but champagne feels fancier, so... I also don't really drink champagne all that much, to be honest. Only during like these special celebratory events. Like New Year's or something. Otherwise, it's not really my jam. But yeah, why don't we make it a moe? Even darker. Brand facing outwards. Sponsored. Not sponsored, by the way. And then we'll get like a... label on it. Like that. And we can do the actual champagne later. And then what we want is we want a glove. Here, actually holding the champagne bottle. Which I'm trying to think, how do you hold... This is perhaps also a bit too big for a champagne bottle. So let's turn it down a little bit now I'm looking at it. Wait, no, it needs to be kind of big, right? It needs to be... Because it needs to be basically next to this wine... to this glass. Also, now I just realised I'm drinking champagne out of a wine glass. So maybe I should have made it rosé. Oh well, whatever. It's not champagne flute. So be it. So I guess we could pour it like this and I wouldn't even have to draw the glove. That doesn't really look like it. You know what? Delete that. Delete your art. I didn't like how that looked anyway. We're changing it back to a rosé. Because I forgot, it kind of needs to at least point towards the camera, right? It can't just not look like it's actually heading in this direction. Okay, maybe let's not draw it like that, huh? Let's make it more orange. What does a rosé bottle look like? Let's just look up expensive rosé. drink. L. L is apparently a luxury rosé. Okay, fair enough. That looks quite orange. Quite a strong orange. Okay, I think that shape works. But I do think it should perhaps be a bit of a lighter. It's a bit pinky. What colour is this? I don't know. It's not this sort of pinky. Despite the fact it's got it very much looks like a pale peachy orange. Maybe a bit more red from this. That's too much red. Colour matching so hard. I think we'll just go with that for now. Let's not overthink it. Right, how do you render glass again? You... I don't know. Render glass bottle tutorial. Someone's probably got a good tutorial. How do you render glass texture? I don't remember. Let's just see pouring rosé and we'll just extrapolate from there. You might be like, this is a lot of effort to be putting up this rosé bottle, which will probably blur in the background anyway. Yeah, good point, good point. Okay, this is basically what I want. Is that what I want? It's not really what I want. That one's perhaps a bit better. Okay. Layer mask. Whoa. Bottle goes like this. It itself needs to be have like a sort of dark brownie. Quite red, dark brown. Ending, it looks like. It's basically a clear bottle, so we go like this. And then over the top we can start putting in like these highlights. Big old shiny highlight. Can never go wrong. Like that, and because the sky's so blue, why don't we just get a bit of blue in the background here? Sort of reflect upon that. And what I want to do is I want to get a bit of a more bolder orange inside here. Like this is the actual rosé being poured out. Maybe not that sort of orange. Yeah, like a sort of reddy orange as it's being poured out. Again, keep it simple. I'm gonna make it a dense watercolor. Oh yes, we're gonna have to figure out how that works, huh? I think having it all pouring out like that seems like a bit excessive, but we can do it like this. And in the same way you do with water, you render it like that, and then get big old highlights on top. Again, fast and loose, fast and loose. Something which can be done in 1 hour. Can't spend all your time rendering liquids. Something like that. Okay, wonderful. The waiter himself. We should probably shade it. We can shade the entire thing at the end with a layer on top. I'm out for today. Good luck. I'm gonna go hunt myself something to eat. Go get it done. My vote for the next game is Cocoon. That's a good vote. Gonna go rest. Good luck with restaurant. Thank you everyone for coming along with. Best of luck with whatever you're doing for the rest of your day. I should also change the category to art. I forgot. Have fun with it and go crazy, go wild. Be safe. Have a fun time. All. So you carry on shading, and if it is the case where everyone is gone, then probably I'm going to be the only one here talking to myself, which is totally fine, by the way. I don't mean that's a bad thing. It means I have free reign over well, I mean, I always had free reign, I suppose, over conversation, so it's not like that's really changed anything, but what should I talk about, though? That's really the... I didn't even finish drawing this down here. What am I doing? That's really the sort of crux of the issue. I'm just trying to think what I think about death and taxes, to be honest. Like, it's interesting. It's perhaps how I describe it. Actually, no, I kind of want this to just be one thing. I don't think it's a bad game. But I think I ended up having different expectations from it compared to what it ended up being. I don't know, I'm going to have to think about it more before I chat about it on Animal Crossing or something. What else have I been up to? Playing some games here and there. Haven't really played much of a new Genshin event yet. Very colourful world. It's getting even darker. Black to just be some shoes, I guess. Some very simple shoes. Okay, wonderful. Ooh, that's the wrong colour. Wrong brush. Let's get some shading in here. Very simple shading. I'm not going to do anything complex of this. Just enough so that you can get the gist of what's going on. That's the important part. So get shading down here. Shadows, other highlights. Which I'd say probably like a yellowish glow because it's so sunny out. Something like this, shoes, shiny, positively resplendent. Doesn't matter, not the focus. It's a random thing in the background. Okay, yes, done. Let's get waiter done. Water we'll be doing later. Sky. Why don't we have like jet trails in the sky? Contrails, that's a word. Kinda seems like there's a sense of affluence there. Maybe it's my own private jet. Okay, buildings. Okay, we'll do a multiplier layer afterwards. For now though, we'll do little cloisters. Its hardness probably needs to be a bit higher. Cloisters underneath. Get like a balcony thing going on here. With like a, I don't know how to portray this necessarily, but windows. Screen door windows. Probably should have done this part first and then the balcony, now I think about it, but nonetheless. Because then we can get some plants up here as well, as I seem to have drawn in the art. Railings done. Something like that. No, let's do this at windows. Match these here. Okay, just something simple. That. Seems like a window. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Let's not make it overly complicated. As we put this over here. What else have I been up to recently? I don't know. I feel like anything I talk about, I would talk about now and I'm crossing it. I'm just still thinking about Death and Taxes and what I think about that game. I'm still undecided. Light shadow for the roof layer. Let's actually get a bit of a pattern on the roof, such that from a distance that at least looks like something which is tiled. Again, we just need to give the impression of a background of what's going on. We don't need to give the exact details, because exact details would be difficult otherwise. So, these shadows are probably too dark. But something like that should be enough. We have this sort of overhanging. well. The bushes have their own shadows. You just like start with that and then you erase. I think it's probably easier. But you go like, not this brush. Just do something like this to give a simple shadow layer to these bushes. Don't need that much texture, but we can go on top of a highlight. Also do the same. Let's actually get rid of this refined sketch now. Again, everything's really being blurred, so it doesn't actually matter too much. Just kind of need the general shapes of what's going on. So we do this. Perhaps there's too much of a shadow, but whatever. Then you put like these dappled highlight areas across the place to make it actually feel like a bush. And we can do some much darker shadows, again, with a sort of dappled light. To make this bush feel like it's got some texture. Doesn't need all that much highlights. Just have a, ooh, not that yellow light, but a much brighter light over here cast upon this wall. These shadows over here are kind of messed up. Not really what I wanted. I wanted more of a... This part should be in shadow, but it should not be like as intense a shadow. So I think this is fine. Maybe over here we can have glow on the doors, but again, it doesn't really matter. You just need to be able to look at it and be like, oh yes, that is definitely a building with some plants on. Okay, then the pool itself. I don't think we need a highlight layer, but we definitely need a shadow layer. One part of the shadows will be the part which is actually not directly in the sunlight. And of course the other part being the weighted shadows themselves. Actually, not that long a shadow. The pool side, we're going to take a much darker thing, lock onto it. So we can draw the edges of a pool, tiles. Even if the pool tiles don't make exact sense, that's fine. We just kind of need them to be here to give you an impression of a side of a pool. Okay, over here, I think a way we can actually make this even feel more realistic is we put a drain, like one of those blasting jet things on the side, which have like, what do they look like? They look like this. That makes it feel a bit more like a pool, in my opinion. And what we're also going to do is we're going to have it all blur together So we take this colour and sort of have it darken as you go lower to give it a bit of depth, and a little bit underneath the pool lip as well. Let's get some highlights in there as well. This white streak of light above. Okay, wonderful. Okay. I will say that this grain probably needs to rotate a little bit. It's not quite aligned with everything. Okay, water. Every time, how do I render water? It's a great question, which I never remember the answer to, but we'll start like this. So water should be relatively level, I would say. The pool's edge could come down a bit there. And then what I do, I believe, is we'll put colours in later, but we'll put the water grid, which lays on top, about the place first. And I always like having a thin line which ends up drawing these diamond-esque shapes across the water. Which of course can double back, they can loop. I think they should not be as sketchy as I'm making them. So I might increase the density here. And in fact, by the nature of how this drawing looks, I think we'll make them quite solid. Make them quite large as well, they don't need to be all too small. We'll do the ripples and stuff afterwards. Now, I don't want all of these just to be quadrilaterals because that's a little bit boringly shaped. We kind of need some different non-grid-esque patterns here and there. But it's okay if a lot of them do fall into the same sort of grid pattern as well. Helps keep things rather corralled, if anything. How long we got? 41. Okay, got to be even faster with this background. As I said before, it should be fast and loose. It should be something I can do in an hour. Otherwise I'm taking too much time on it. You turn down the opacity on it. Maybe that's a bit too much. And then you get some a darker colour. Oh, I should have chose the colours first, but you get a darker colour and a lighter colour. We'll still keep these relatively within blues rather than going to purples and greens. Purples and greens will make it look much more like an ocean. But then turn down the opacity. You just put some like shadows in some of these cells here and there. We can also put a lot of shadow underneath. Dee herself will put a reflection on top of everything afterwards. Just give a bit of depth to some of these. And then we can put a different sort of depth to it. I don't want to be all the same ones, you know. Just wherever it makes sense for it to be raised or lowered. In the sunlight, out the sunlight, you know. And then you go one step lighter, and then in some of its highlights, you bring it up even more. Like this part is shining, along with the edge it's formed. And you get some even darker, even more purplish. You go, yes, the shadows here, the edges, they are concrete. And then you turn down the opacity a bit, and you're like, well, I'm like, that's the wrong part. I'm turning down, it should be this part. And then I go, that's too much, turn that back up. You do this, maybe let's blur it a little bit so it's sort of like, not glows so much as it actually sort of spreads out beyond itself. And we can go over it with a bit of a thinner, shakier line. That's where the shakiness comes in. Not all of them, but... So that we should select this, invert it. Anything which comes out should not be on there. And even though this is not perfect water, I think it's good enough for conveying what it is meant to, which is that it's a pool of water. Especially with limited time and me not being able to remember really how you render water. But it's just, as long as you zoom out and you go like, yeah, that's water, that's the important part. Okay, so, what else do we need to do? We need to do a reflection of the water. And I guess we'll just, I think we're going to stick with this golden colour. I know it's not exactly what I would usually do. I would usually go for a pink for D, but I think we'll do this, and I think we'll have, I've got to think what it's going to look like. It's going to look like, not that, it's going to look like this, isn't it? As that like comes very close, get some dark brown at the end here. And whatever she's wearing. But then you get the fingertip brush and you sort of do it back and forth a little bit. So it looks like a pond reflection. Yeah, I think that's probably good. I think the only other thing will be the water, which will go on top of that, which we'll do later. I think that's probably okay for a background. I don't have a gate back there, which I was going to do. I forgot about that. We do the gate. The gate will be underneath the building, but this should probably... maybe a pure white gate, which is separate to... something like that. You might be like, my gate doesn't make sense in the context of this, and you're absolutely right. But oh well. Okay, the rest of the D's rendering stuff we can do next time. Just trying to think what else I can add. I might add some... I don't want to add clouds because it's meant to be a sunny sky, so I might do sun. Rays. Well, probably maybe foreground actually. But something which is like, ooh, this is like a harsh ray of light. But then you cut it off by erasing the rest of it, essentially, upwards. Blend it all together a little bit. Maybe even cut a bit more of it off. And I think that's basically it, isn't it? Let's not make it too overly complicated. What other things can we add? See, the thing is, I want to take this water, this poolside water, no, this water. What I need to do is I need to drag it above D, but with a layer mask. Invert it, layer mask, erase, actually wait, probably easier to do it this way, isn't it? Erase these parts. For sure. Maybe it is easier to do this. But we don't want to erase everything. We want to erase all of this for now. And then what we want to do is we want to select D, and this part we start allowing again. With probably a harder outline. Something like that. This grid part needs to actually exist. All the way up to the water. Otherwise it will look weirdly, conspicuously out of place. And then what you do is you get the water break, which is just a lot more water at this part. I would say that this part also should probably not be over the lineup. properly off of it. But we need to get a water break. Which I'm gonna have to think about how it looks, but it's gonna basically be around this little part where. Actually, I don't think it's gonna be a water break. I think it's gonna be more like a water line. Of exactly where it is. Of a pool floaty itself is. Like little foam, you know. Bubbling up around these contact points. Something like that. And then you do the piste de resistance, which is the small ripples. Emanating outwards to indicate, yes, floating out on the water. Wonderful. I think that's probably good enough for now. I don't know if we're going to be able to. What can I add in the last few minutes? I can add like some birds in the background. Because it's very much gets a concept across, doesn't it? So go for some dark blue. Birds flying. Maybe I'll put them over here instead. Because they look like little hearts. I also have just realised that D does not have that part of her earrings coloured in, which she should do. Not in black, but in gold. But I think that looks right. And then, I mean, we can put a bit of sparkles on the water. We've got time. It's very sort of anime-esque. It's too harsh. Add glow. That's again too harsh. But you know, just like a glistening ocean. Kind of like that. Part of me also wants to, I don't know if it'll look any good, but we can experiment with this. Rasterize this if we can. Get the fingertip. Just start. Not that strong maybe. Just sort of start shifting some of these things in the water as you go a bit lower down, so it kind of looks like a rippling. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, wonderful. Bring the text back. We don't need a dark background anymore. Probably what we do need though is a different colour here. Maybe a completely different colour, like a pink to really pop. Hey, welcome back. Yes, I am very much winding down. We were basically just getting to the end of this area. Maybe a red. Just trying to find a colour to really pop against this background. I think red's probably the way to go. And then just move it up a little bit. Maybe even shrink it a little bit so it's like this. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, very much winding down. Thank you for joining. Nonetheless, hope you enjoy your... What did you end up getting? A doner kebab? There we go. I think that's a satisfactory background. As we stretch. Lovely. Enjoy your doner kebab. I hope it's delicious. I hope it's... I don't know. I was going to say something very dramatic and I was like, nah. I bet it's just chill. I hope you eat it and you go like, yeah, this is nice. Thank you, it is. Well, thank you for coming along. As yeah, let's round off this stream here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been... Wait, hold on. That's not what I normally say. I hope we can see each other again in the next stream. So until next time, bye-bye for now, everyone. This feels so much shorter than the others. Oh well. Thank you all for coming. A bit of an abrupt ending there, but so be it. I think Ricardo's actually made this background work quite well. Anyway, bye-bye, VOD viewers.